Call of Duty champion, Mr. Trey Cartier. Give it up for Mr. Cartier over from Breaking Point. We got the executive producer, Mr. Benjay Nassim. We got the multi-champion, multi-MVP, Anthony Zanitoni. And we got the world champion, one of the best ever doing, the best S&D player in the business. Give it up for Illy, the Pope. Man. Wait, Tony, you got, oh, never mind. Tony, you got one MVP. And Cartier, you got an MVP too. So, you know what, Tony? I'm gonna take one of your MVPs. Cartier, you.
What?
Fucking fag.
What'd you say?
Next time I'll give you the MVP.
You're
Cartier.
fag.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You know
Oh, yeah, no, I got an MVP. I got an MVP. It's like I won the Champions League.
Yeah, I should have said MVP, Call of Duty champion, Cartier for next time. Tony, are you good? Are you all right over there, or what? What's going on over there? You sound like
shit. It's up to you. If I sound good, listen, it's up to you. If I sound like shit, then I can talk to you, but I'm in my car.
No, you're good. You're good. You know, when I call your name, you can talk, all right? When I call on you. Because Jesus, man.
He's back at school.
You know, but yeah, you sit tight there, and we'll, you know, I'll be calling you to get your opinions on shit, all right? So be ready, all right, Tony? Be ready.
I have a ring, by the way, GMZ1. I also have a ring. So next time when you fucking introduce me to the masses, you will say as such.
Okay. Well, you know, the streets are saying I got a ring as well.
Unlike you.
Okay. No, that's not what they're saying.
That's true now. Can't argue that.
Actually, they've been saying -1 because I gave away a ring. So they're saying I'm down a ring, but you know, they're assholes. You know how they are. They're assholes. But we're gonna get into it. Ender, how you doing today, bro? You were
start the goddamn stream.
Holy fuck, this autism guy keeps saying fucking same shit every goddamn fucking faggot day.
Start the stream.
We're gonna get into it. Ender, how you doing today, bro? You were joining us on the watch party
this
today.
fucking faggot playing jungle, dude.
That's what this faggot game gives me, so.
You gotta pick Nafiri, dog.
What the fuck is that? I haven't even heard that name before. Nafiri?
Bro, it was right there in front of your fucking retard eyes.
Nafiri?
Yeah, it's right there, you cunt.
Oh yeah, I'm not playing that fucking faggot.
Yeah, 'cause you're fucking gay, dude.
Like I said, not playing a faggot means you're gay.
Fucking faggot. Fucking loses every goddamn game. Doesn't want to fucking play fucking character that I want him to play. Fucking loser.
Today, Ender, they wanted you a part of the show. You doing all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm honestly doing good. Watch party we had some good matches in the watch party, so that was nice. Like change things up. Got some big news.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
You got big news? You got big news?
No.
I guess faggot's gonna pick Yas away again like a fucking retard.
This guy's so gay, dude. I can't even fucking describe how fucking faggot he is.
Okay.
Like the match.
He's talking about the collapse of the FaZe dynasty, Tom.
Oh yeah. See, Sam, you didn't have to say all that, Sam. You didn't have to say all that. No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Ender, it's awesome having you here. Appreciate you joining up. Then we also got Trey Cartier. Trey, how you doing, bro? I appreciate you joining up last second. We're having a mixy fling tonight. We're making it weird tonight. We're making it real weird. How you doing, Trey? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. My boy texted me and said the flank might be looking for one, so you know, go see if they want some European in there.
Giving up on everything, dog.
I text you. I said,
yeah, dog. You said you had a. I read your shit a few minutes ago. You said you had a girlfriend. Yeah, what's his name, dog? Fucking piece of shit.
Fucking faggot, dude. Says what's his name? Fucking faggot.
Nice.
This kind of stuff, so you know, I thought I'd come give my terrible opinion, and hopefully it's better than Ben's.
Absolutely.
So.
Hey, we love having you on. Not hard to do. We love having you on, Cartier. Appreciate everybody. Yeah, I texted a lot of fucking people, and then everybody said yeah at the same time. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Everybody just come on.
That's so funny.
And you know, Donnie said he couldn't come on. He doesn't have the vibes today, Donnie. He said he's not in that mindset. So, you know, Donnie's taking a nap right now. How's everybody else doing? Sam, you doing all right? doing good, Sim?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing absolutely fantastic today.
Good, man. It's good to hear. You too, Duarte. How are you? You doing good?
Oh, he fucking plays Rengar like a loser, dude.
And I'm just fighting for my life every day. But nah, I got good sleep, so I can't complain.
It's one of the least good champions in the game. So.
It's even worse on the West Coast, Chris. Even worse on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I do not miss being in LA when it comes to Diamond.
Fucking guy could have played Galio like banana bus,
oh
but
my
no,
God,
he
dude,
played
Galio was
Rengar.
one of the gays in the game,
faggot.
dude. Look at him. He even looks like a fucking faggot. Galio is like almost 100% gay.
I saw Fantastic Four last night. That was good, and yeah, excited to chat about.
Fucking Rengar,
It's a
dude.
turn I did not expect, so I think we have a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about today. This EWC has turned some heads.
Replace that fucking R at the end of his name and then with a Y, and then that's what he is, dude.
We're not gonna waste any time. Let's hop on in.
Yeah, change the L with the Y.
Renegade.
And kind of seeing how everything played out. We're gonna start with Group A, and then we'll work our way down. In Group A, 5 Fears making the run and taking down 2 CDL teams. All right, 5 Fears, for those of you that don't know, is a team of Exceed, Fire, Hixie, and Capsule. This team didn't even qualify for EWC. They fell short, but because Carolina didn't follow the rules and were eliminated.
Dog, you could have played Warwick, dog.
Dude, Warwick is fucking gay too, dude.
They have taken
nice.
Holy fuck, he's so annoying. He's so blunt to play to.
If that confuses you guys. And listen, I think we're all shocked. I mean, I'm not that shocked, but I mean, I think a lot of people were shocked that, you know, so
and let me know when you hop off of Rengar's dick like a fucking faggot and decide to actually play a fucking straight champ, you fucking faggot.
Guy says Yasue. That even sounds gay. Like, how do you even think of that?
What are your thoughts, Sam?
His fucking name spelled like a fucking fag.
2025 or just running the gauntlet.
What
autist
would say Yasue? That's actually crazy.
Fucking Yasue, dude. Fucking gay does a character have to be?
Potentially, but not really making any noise anyway. I also wasn't really moved by the C9 change.
Fucking
I said
fag should be burned alive.
It won't be mentioned right now. That I thought that the Gwyn thing
dog,
just like wasn't
put
really that
out the
much of an
fire
upgrade.
with the wind, dog.
And it kind of planned out that way. But 5 Fears, man, 2 game 5 wins today, back to back over G2 and C9. Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, so Yasue.
But
ability is blowing, huh? Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, more challenging exposure. These guys coming in and actually making noise instead of just being written off right away from their pool is, I think it's healthy for the scene, dude. We said it on the watch party, but I think an overall attitude realignment is what is necessary for the league. And I think that these guys losing right now is a good road to start that.
Yeah, the way everything's ending.
Can I butt in? I know I sound like shit.
No, go ahead,
sure.
Zeddy, go ahead.
You're fucking hiding in a bush like a fucking
I want to talk about
bag.
for a second, because Omen, what I want to say about Omen is I think a lot of people expected them to be able to go head-to-head with some pro teams. FaZe, maybe not. That'll be talked about
you're
later.
fucking gay, you're running away.
In the community's
He ran away.
eyes,
I
is a
didn't
team
know
of
that.
fucking regions.
You fucking ran away first, you fucking fag.
All time. Fire 40 gets memed. Hixie, he gets dropped. Vancouver becomes unreal. Capitalist gets dropped.
Bro,
gets
who the fuck you lying to, dude?
As a team, after losing their best player in 8 to Ultra, Capital replaces him, and they send 2 pro teams
Bro, he's fucking gay, and you ran away, dude.
The community, at least maybe hesitate before putting players in boxes, right? Like, players should be allowed to improve. Team dynamic matters. More often than not, a challenger that gets a shot goes to a terrible team, and it's very hard for a challenger player to come move the needle on a team that's playing so poorly. So I just want to say that I really hope people will think twice before judging each player by a bad stint or even 2 stints, right? It's one thing if you have 5 or 6 shots, that I understand. But players should be allowed to improve and get chances should they earn them.
Yeah, I mean, Bill, we could go to you next, but I think a lot of that just also comes from just egos in the league. Like, people don't like taking chances on unknown talent, or, I mean, some of these guys aren't unknown, right? These guys have been around, but, I mean, even just looking at some other examples that happened this weekend, and some examples with Abe and Merck, just from what we've been seeing, like, there's a lot of talent in challengers. Like, if these teams are performing in challengers, they can perform against CDL teams. And I agree with Zinni, right? Like, just because a player has had a bad a stint with a certain group of players or a certain team doesn't mean in a different situation with different people, they can improve and get better. But Duarte, what are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts on 5 Fears?
I just want to give some gas to my boy Fire, man. Like, I teamed with him in MW 2019. We won a tournament and we got third at the Challenger Champs online. So I mean, I was a really big fan of my boy. And when he got that shot on Paris, I just kind of knew, looking at the roster, that it probably wasn't going to work out long term. And although he did have a stint where he was swapping roles around and didn't have the best series a couple times, I always knew the kid was super talented. So to see him come out here and perform the way he did in these 2 series was honestly awesome, because I've always thought he's a really talented player. He just never really got a fair shot. And like Tony said, dude, a lot of the time you're coming into these teams and hoping to make some noise, but the environment's just really poor, or you're playing with players that maybe have flashing egos, and you just don't get the results that you want, and it's hard. So I'm just happy that he played really well, and also wanted to show love to Exceed, because Exceed on the AR, because I think that's what Fire and Exceed both of them running. Both of them have been performing pretty damn good on the ARs. They've been putting up high damage, pretty good KDs, and I'm just glad that they're making a run. So I'm excited to see them in the bracket.
Yeah, for sure. Ben, before we go to you, Inder, I want to get your opinions, because you obviously have played in Challengers and you know these guys. I mean, what do you think about these guys, 5 Fears, Inder? You think these guys are good players, good team? You guys think they can make a run here, Inder, or were you smoking these guys when you were in Challengers? What's going on?
I mean, these guys are all good. I'll first, but no, but these guys are good. What do you call it? I think didn't really like have a good understanding of like them until they actually played them. Like, for example, like just their map pool. Like I was like talking about earlier. Like I feel like the teams are catching on now, and they're gonna veto like Skyline against them. They're gonna make them like play red card, like, because like even like Peggy said, like what do you call it? XE switched to an AR, so like you kind of like could like abuse the fact that they have like a sub like comp. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like they gave their first look those first 2 matches, and teams were obviously watching. So I feel like people are just gonna adapt, and like I don't know, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
But overall, I think they're good.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the vetoes a lot all day today. Like why play maps that cater to like what they like to run and their play styles, right? Like switch it up, like try and make them uncomfortable a little bit.
Yeah, like we gotta look at them on red card, and like obviously they still look good, but they didn't look as convincingly good as they did on other maps.
For sure. Ben, before we get to you, let's go to Cartier. Hey, Cartier, what do you think over there, Cartier? What do you think?
Well, I mean, you know, we got so many people on the goddamn show. Every opinion's already been spat out. But all I can really say is, you know, they came in, they got given the opportunity to play when, you know, obviously Ravens got disqualified. Pixie's obviously a champion. Capsules just came off being dropped by C9 after playing them half the season. So it's not like they're terrible players. You know, they just got some bad stigma about us. You know, like Fire's obviously, you know, played for Paris back in Cold War. He obviously has like some bad shade in front of his name from there. Exceed has the Burger King card from Breaking Point, so that don't help matters. But, you know, as a collective, they do well together. And, you know, I think not only is it good for them, but it's embarrassing for the actual CDL teams that get a salary and play all this money, and, you know, they get to do it full time, and then to just lose to a team of 4 like this, and, you know, didn't make it like without Ravens getting disqualified, and then they just get popped out by
10
it.
G's.
So, you know, shout out to 5
10 G's, yeah.
players, you know, they deserve it.
For sure. Now we'll get to the one and only Benjay Nassim. Benjay, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Would you ever get on, have you ever heard of the euthanasia roller coaster?
Pull up 5 Fears going up against Cloud9, just so people can see kind of the stat
Basically,
sheet.
it was never like actually made, but
What's your thoughts? I mean, give us
it's
your
basically
thoughts,
just a big roller coaster with like 50 fucking
what do these guys do? What
like
happens
loops
to these
or whatever.
What happens to these guys? I think if Pat was here, he'd be saying blow it up.
It's meant to like
So
kill
what do you think, Benjay?
the passengers
what are your
because
thoughts?
So just
all
to
your
add
blood just
one-
goes to your feet. I think it's like 10 G's when you're going through like all the loops. Would you go on it?
I would try. I'm not like the Leviathan first, if I even thought of it.
You never been on the Leviathan?
I have, but since my back, I haven't gone on it. 10 Gs isn't anything that is like beyond insane. That's what the F-22 pilots would do. So it's at least humanly possible.
More spice the 5 Fears thing. I think one thing that really hurt a lot of these amateur players getting on the teams this year is the fact that we didn't get the first Challengers land until like almost the end of the year. I think there was just too much online activity and a lot of pro teams were not willing to put stock in that. So for the CDL and the teams going forward, every event needs to be able to have a Challengers activation, and especially for Challengers. If we're going to only have a tournament, that needs to be the one. In regards to C9 and Rocker, I mean, Rocker Rally did that team walking, and we talked a lot about that. I'm not really surprised that they have a stinker here. It's a shit franchise. It's had a lot of shit weekends. We need to figure it the fuck out because they've been absolutely useless for a couple of years now. And on the C9 front, look, I'm just going to lay it on. Tom, go slow down with the
Oh, no.
I mean, we got to talk about, I mean, this is all time for Dante, kind of like fall from grace. The stock's never been lower. Really hoping to get the revenge season because to finish the season with these stats, caliber player we've seen in past seasons is just not going to be. Barely average, I think, well, I think he has less than 1 KD. He had a once in a 1 KD this year, I think, which is just, for him, unacceptable. So I think he's going to step up to new level. You guys just don't know if it's going to be on spot 19.
Do you guys think that maybe the team environment, the team as a whole, can lead to maybe some individual players, you know, underperforming a little bit, or do you think like individually, you know, they need to step up? I mean, because obviously Sib, I agree, Ben, for his standards, right? Like you expect Sib to be like above like a 1, probably like 1.1, 1.2, right? Like, you expect Dante to kind of be like the main slayer here. But you also got to counter it, you know, team environment. I mean, Tim, I know you've talked about a lot that you just don't think this team works, right? So it's like, what do you think, Sam? I mean, what do you think about these teams? Like, what do you think about Cloud9, especially with the roster change and after seeing them perform this weekend? What do you think about G2? I mean, give me your thoughts, Sam.
Well, the G2 thing, they're in a tough spot because I think that all 4 of the players on their team you could argue to keep. Like, I love Nero's upside, but at the same time, he has a lot of those series where you're just scratching your head. I think Ken, obviously, one of the most successful CDL players we have, and I think you could definitely build a team around him. And then Gio, he's been newer to the league. He's an insane talent. Everybody knows that. A little inconsistent, but still worth the investment, I think. And then Estriel had his best season, so I think that they're just in a really difficult spot roster-wise, and moving forward, it's going to be a hard conversation on what players they want to keep or potentially bring in. I mean, they bombed out of the tournament, though. They're perennial chokers. These guys they have 0 ice as a team. That was their main problem. And their last series of the year, they lost to Game 5. So it's somewhat fitting. And then on the C9 side, I wasn't a big fan of the Gwyn roster change. I know it's fun to look at on paper and say, you know, Gwyn's off of Ravens, let's see what he can do. But if you look at the actual change in itself, going from Capsule to Gwyn, it didn't really help any of the problems that they had. Like, they were a bad 2-3-5 team. They got rid of Cap, who was a really good Surge player, and Gwyn was coming from Ravens, who were awful at control already. So if you actually zoom out and look at the team and what Gwyn was supposed to accomplish, it didn't really do much for me, and that, you know, this is what happened here.
It's really weird though, because I know Spart typically is a good S&D player. Like he comes from like that whole S&D circle with like Prolu and like Barrow and all those guys. Like they grind S&D. When he was the same way S&D coded. Perhaps the same thing. So for them to not be good at like S&D sometimes is just kind of strange to me. But yeah,
yes, brother.
Players in their own right.
Yeah, I think all kind of just built I'm saying though, like maybe just the team environment and the way these guys work together it just doesn't
absolutely.
I think this is an uncharacteristic season to Ben's point as well out of Sid. Like we expected him to take massive steps forward this season, and really like come into his own, and I feel like this is probably his worst season he's had as a professional going back to his rookie year.
Inder, I know you're relatively close with like all those guys, right? So what do you think about their team? Like, why do you not think it works, or like what about their S&D?
I think their team doesn't mesh. Like, I mean, honestly, like they've also been grinding together as well. Like, it's not like they're not putting in the work. They're putting in the work together to like try and improve, but it's just not showcasing or meshing. Like, I can't really say because I'm not in their camp, but like something obviously isn't clicking, and they're trying to figure it out, but I guess they're just not able to, because they are putting in the time after.
I think they lack leadership. I don't know why. I just like I don't feel like they have a glue on their team like at all.
It's almost as if we thought this might be a problem with that team at the beginning of the year. I wonder if maybe there was a show where we talked about this now.
Critics call Empathy the best series of the year.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the roster, it is kind of hard to see like who that glue is, like who's kind of that guy that brings it all together. I feel like when you look at like most top teams, you'll always find that guy. But I mean, Cartier, what do you think it is? You got anything to say about this or what?
I mean, Sib started off, he didn't start off great, and he had a really good stint in one of the majors online matches. And then after that roster change, the two-man change they done, he was just nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You know, he was actually like a star player for them. He's playing really well. If you look at his stats, he had a really good stint. I can't remember what major it was, but after that two-man roster change, that's where you needed him to be the leader. That's what they decided on. You know, they got rid of Kiz, they got rid of Priester, and they kept Sib, and you wanted him to be the leader and the guy to take over and continue that amazing year that he had, where he's got from 1.2s, 1.3s, top 5 player, you know, gun skill wise. And then this year, he's just, I really do feel like he was the catalyst for that team, and he just didn't show up this year.
Yeah. I mean, we'll obviously see what happens with Cloud9, but G2, what happened to G2? I mean, I think we all expected G2 to make a change, and they just didn't make a change. Right? So I think that was
the same team.
Yeah, right. I think we wanted them to change. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead, Sid.
It's just a very confusing team. Like, I feel like at different parts of the year, each player shined in a different way. But I was very shocked to not see them make a change. Granted, they were only, I think if they were allowed more than one person changes, I actually
kills you have so far, dog?
made like a 2-3-man change at least. But I kind of agree with Sam where it's like
Those
it's
rookie
one of those
numbers, man.
situations
You gotta double those.
and like see what roster you can form, because I don't think any single player there has proved that like, yo, this is the guy that has to stay. Right? Like you can go with Kenny and be like, okay, we all know Kenny's potential. I think his ceiling and what he brings to a team is the most like impactful to keep us around, but I don't think play-wise any single player is like, holy shit, this guy, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, Trey, what did you think? What were you about to say?
Well, they had that issue with the tournament. Was it that little online tournament where all four of them played, and they just said no, they disqualified halfway through. It just seems to me like when they made that four-man roster, when they got Kenny, I thought this team was going to be phenomenal. Like, they had all the right pieces. I feel like a good leader in Kenny, and then 3 people to just run around and just do what he wanted to do. And I feel like the start when they first started playing together, they lost a few matches from game 5, and after that they just never came back. They had that first match against Optic. You know, Kenny just got dropped. Game 5, RCXD blows up, and I feel like it's just the same situation what happened with Minnesota last year, where they choked against Optic very badly, and then the team just crumbled. I feel like that was the start, and they just never got back to what they could have done.
Yeah, I mean, Donnie said in the chat, and I actually want to say something about this. He said this is the first time AM's done anything at a pro tournament in years. And to add on to that, yeah, I think it was bound to happen. I mean, we've seen pro players get complacent. We see teams and organizations get complacent, especially with the salaries that there are now, and teams don't make changes. And if they do make changes, they recycle.
Wait, hold on. Can I cut you off?
Sure, Tony, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Wait, Donnie said this is the first time amateurs have shown up at a pro tournament?
Yes, basically. Well, yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. Yep.
Bro, these guys aren't amateurs. They are all former pros who don't get a chance to play against the pros. Like, it's one thing if we're talking about 2015 when actual amateurs are playing. These are literal pro players, all former pros that are playing well against other pro players. It's just we have a 12-team league, and
He's
they don't
saying
have
in a
any
pro-am,
fucking
by the way.
opportunity to play against pros.
He meant in a pro-am, by the way, like in a pro-am bracket. So I'm guessing he's. I think he's saying like the last few years, like we've had some pro-am tournaments, right? Was it New York? Who won the? Remember somebody won? I think it was like New York. Somebody. I
New York won the pro-am.
Yeah, the pro-am and shit. Like, we've had other pro-ams. I think that's what Donnie meant. Just like in recent pro-ams, like we haven't seen challenger teams really make that run. But I mean, I'll be honest. Yeah, Donnie said rally too, but I mean, it was bound to happen, bro. I mean, teams get complacent. They don't make changes. When they do make changes, they don't know what the hell they're doing, or they don't do the research to make the right proper changes. And then you see a lot of teams just actually taking risks this year and picking up like some young players as well. Like perfect example, Merc, Abe, like some of those guys. And you see how much it does for the team. It really like baffles me like how crazy the pros are when they comment about challengers and the way that they talk about challengers. Like, that's where the talent comes from. Like that's where you'll find new talent. That's where you'll find these new players coming up and making some noise, right? So at times it feels a little gate-kept at times, like in the league. At least very gate-kept. Well, I mean, we've seen teams not do that and actually make changes, right? So, you know, a lot, right? Like, yeah. We see people gatekeeping, Ben. We see people gatekeeping for sure.
I mean, we know what happens behind the scenes. Like, there are a lot of people that have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a balance of look at this team, right? Like, people like Fire just haven't had a chance to war.
Has he had his opportunities since that Cold War stint? Has he?
No, not at all.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure.
I think he's been kind of floating on the edge because he's had some good years and he's had some down years, and this year is probably one of his better years. So we'll see. I just think again to your point, there's the little comments from people like Onbo that I know what gets said behind the scenes. Like, I think the league format doesn't really always show itself. Everybody's always getting a lot of chances, but you know, hopefully with a few tweaks, you know, you see more of this. I'm excited to see these 5 peers can make any kind.
Yeah, I mean, I remember talking to Scrappy about this a few months ago, and we got into an argument about it because he was saying that there's no, like, he would ask me, well, what challenger team is going to beat any of the CDL teams, right? Like, he was arguing to me that, you know, the bottom CDL teams would fry in challengers. And, I mean, we saw this weekend that teams at the top of challengers, one of these teams didn't even qualify and beat 2 CDL teams, which is crazy. These guys aren't even at the top of challengers. And they were able to take down 2 CDL teams. So I think it just goes to show that there's a lot of talent down there. And, you know, sometimes you got to open your eyes a little bit and actually watch.
Dog, if you see that in a forest, it's
sometimes
safe.
It's going to work out. Sometimes you're going to bring in a challenger player and it's going to fit. It's
yeah, who says that,
It's going to be easy as fuck. And then sometimes you're going to bring somebody in, and sure, it might not work out, but if they're on a different team, or maybe they're in a different environment, or they're just, like, you work with, I don't know, you work with people
52% of them,
they can improve, bro. It's COD. It's not fucking rocket science.
Yeah.
Players are always trying to keep their job too.
You talk about women?
Yeah. You're only one roster change away from saying, like, yo, we might need a roster change, and you might be the guy to go. So, you know, that challenger player comes in.
I wonder how much that bear weighs.
It could be you. It could be someone else. You don't know.
What do bears weigh? Like 700-800 pounds, or is that polar
bears? You know, you say the wrong thing. You know, oh, I think we should drop this guy.
And then grizzlies, black bears.
We should drop this guy. And
they weigh more than tigers.
It shouldn't even be up to it shouldn't even be up to the players. Sometimes, like, organizations should be putting their foot down. Like, if the team is not performing or they're getting shit out.
We play in the worst for making shit teams too.
Yeah, no,
probably
I'm
around
just saying there's been times where I feel like an organization, like whether it's the GM or the coach, need to step in and communicate.
Yeah, but aren't polar bears bigger than grizzly bears?
Make some changes here. Where, you know, sometimes I feel like some of the
polar bears are the
players
biggest,
too much. Especially when it comes to GAs and snipers and all that shit. But we'll talk, you know, that's another topic. But I mean, sometimes I just feel like the GM should just step in and be like, no, like we give you guys a salary, we pay you guys this money. This is what we're gonna do.
I think one thing that would be really interesting as a concept is if there was a sponsor out there willing to write a $500,000, $600,000 check, would subsidize a sub on each team. You pay the full salary, assuming that player.
Oh shit, my.
to Summoner's Rift.
I think you would see teams take advantage of that. They'd be much smarter than say they were a year the first year to see the LDL pick that they are players. You see some of these
They pick some people pick up content creators.
Yeah, but this forces you not to do that because the players pick up to play challengers and compete.
Remember Maniac was a sub?
Get those opportunities.
Yeah, remember when Maniac was a sub in what was it?
For Florida. Wait,
yeah.
I wanted to say something. This is why I'm a big proponent of more teams, because if there's more teams, there's just more spots for people to literally go in and like work and make different like environments for each other. Like imagine, let's say you're like a player on a bad team, right? But there's like more pro team options for you to play on. So you go in, you play with a different pro team instead of just getting dropped into challengers, and you go and you can work on it, and then you might actually be good on that team. But also, bro, I'm sorry, we look at the league in the wrong way. Everyone's like, oh, we don't need more boring matches, but that's just stupid. It would create more parity at the bottom and middle tier. It wouldn't create any parity at the top. That's not going to get fixed if you have less teams. Then it's always going to be top heavy, bro. The best teams, the best players are going to play with the best teams and the best players. That's always going to be that way. You should look at it from like the bottom up, not from the top down, in my opinion. That's why there needs to be more spots.
More Pro-Am content preseason, more program content of Pro-Am in the first round of the year, and Pro-Am in the middle of the year, and the EWC at the end if you want an additional card champs event. After EWC, let's do it. You can get 4 different ways for people to get in the mix. And that way you can still have this CDL league that appeases the owners and Activision. You also
Who's in a police chase right now? Are you in a police chase live on the flank?
They got me! They got me!
Yo, they got odds, bro.
Tony, no, not Oswald. But listen, guys. Hey, but I do want to wrap up Group A, so we can move on to the next group. Anybody else got any final thoughts on Group A? Expect some roster changes. Obviously, we'll be doing a lot of roster mania shows throughout the offseason. So you guys just got to make sure you're hitting that bell button, following the channel, because we'll be going live randomly with all this roster mania stuff. But any other final thoughts on Group A?
Nope.
All right, let's move on to Group B. By the way, for the audio listeners, Optic and 5 Years were the 2 teams come out of Group A. So, you know, Optic, obviously, World started their way through it, 2 3-0s, and 5 Years going into 2 Game 5s to get the job done against 2 CDL teams after not qualifying for EWC. So there's a crazy story in Group A. But let's head over to Group B. We had Gentlemates today going up against the Challengers team. Teamwork, and I'm going to be honest, that team was looking rough. But then Gentlemates, they went up against 100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves were able to come out on top in that one. I'll be honest, this was probably the one group where everything went as expected, except for maybe Surge taking out Thieves, but that didn't surprise me too much because they've also had their number, right? So it's like this group kind of went how I thought it was going to go. Maybe you can interchange Vancouver and Thieves if you think like that, but there wasn't really any crazy stories here, at least in my book. But what do you think, Sam? Obviously, Thieves lost to Vancouver. I mean, I feel like Vancouver's been a tough matchup for them, no, Sam? I feel like it's wasn't that like
crazy. Champs in this one. But yeah, I mean, this pool was pretty routine. I'm still not sold by the way that Thieves played today. They choked a 2-0 control lead against. I mean, they beat LAG twice. I got nothing positive to say yet. We'll see how they do in bracket. So I got really nothing to add to how Thieves have been playing.
Yeah, Ben, what do you think? Any thoughts on Group B? I mean, a pretty straightforward group here. I mean, Thieves, I think we've seen Thieves play better than have they played in the pool play so far. So we'll kind of see how they turn it around, or what, Ben? I feel like Thieves could play better than what they're showing right now. Dylan Envoy's been struggling. There's been some people struggling on there getting kills. They just don't seem as much of a super team to me, at least in the pools right now. But, you know, obviously, Conch Day today, they can bring it back. But what do you think, Ben?
I think I mean, listen, they have Optic coming up. They win that. They're going to have delusional confidence. They lose, and they're definitely making team changes. So I think it's one of the most important matches of the season coming up there. Whether they show up or not, I guess we'll find out 24 hours from now.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? Any thoughts on Group B?
I mean, not pretty routine. I'm excited to see Surge and Thieves match up tomorrow. Not like them play against each other, but their matches tomorrow. I mean, both teams are good. I mean, yeah, Thieves definitely still need to work on shit. There's a lot of questions up in the air with their roster, especially with how, you know, FaZe ended the tournament, which we'll talk about soon. So who knows, man? A lot of people on that roster, well, a couple people on that team are going to be fighting for their spots.
Yeah. What did you think about that team Orchid, Inder? What did you think? We'll go to you, Inder, because you know a lot of these challenger guys. But I mean, what did you think? Do you think they're better than this, or do you think it was just a rough showing from them this weekend? Obviously, they brought Beans in after he was removed from his team. But what did you think of Team Orchid, Inder?
I mean, they did have the gauntlet bracket, but that's not an excuse. I mean, you got to beat the best to be the best. But I mean, they just got slammed. Like, they got slammed 3-0. Like, if you're gonna beat any pro team, it's probably Gentlemates, and they low-key got slammed by them. So, like, it probably wasn't a good showing. They didn't play well, in my opinion. Yeah. But yeah.
You got any thoughts on 100 Thieves, Inder? Inder, how do you think 100 Thieves is playing right now? Like, honestly, like, do you like the way they're playing? Do you think they're? I feel like they're better than what they're showing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think the real test is gonna be tomorrow. I think literally tomorrow is that round 1 could literally be like fine. Like, I'm not assuming like served off CO of the race, but I mean, if 100 Thieves beat Optic, like Loki, like what Ben said, they're gonna have delusional confidence. And I feel like they'll just like get like flowing. Like they'll just like get rolling. Once they get rolling, like we know like the team that 100 Thieves could be. So tomorrow's match is gonna show a lot. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, we're coming into bracket play now, right? So you need to be able to bring that energy and kind of get that momentum you're talking about, right, Ender? Like, I feel like COD's all momentum, so, you know, like, I'm always gonna have to try and catch that fire this weekend and get in rhythm here. But let's go to you, Cartier. What about you? What do you think of Group B, Cartier, as a whole? Any surprises to you? I mean, pretty straightforward or what?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I think the Orchid team definitely, I feel like when they picked up Beans, they didn't really think about what was going on. They had 3 main ARs from what I was hearing, or 3 AR players. They dropped Henry. And I also feel like, you know, if Ben getting dropped from Toronto, he didn't get on a CDO team. He probably should have just not have joined an amateur team, and you know, without the practice, I feel like that didn't benefit anyone in that situation. Obviously, you know, you want to play at all the biggest tournaments, but you also got to think about yourself and other people as well. So, you know, that's the only thing I got to really say about Orchid and how they went around it. But other than that, pretty straightforward. Gentlemates, not a very good team. We all know that. And you know, Thieves looked a bit shaky against Surge, but like I said, they had their number, and you know, we'll see how they play against Optic team.
Tony, you got anything on Group B, Tone? You still with us?
Down there, no, I mean, that was pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really think you'll launch the next group. This is pretty straightforward.
I do think we give our flowers to Surge though, because bro, they have been consistent, like as a team since they picked up Net. Like since they picked up Net, like they have been consistent. Like no matter like what, like people are saying, and just like how they're playing, like they're consistent. Like they're consistently like good, like overall. So I feel like they deserve the flowers.
Yeah, all year. I mean, all year they've been playing well. I think Neptune's obviously been a really good player for them, and he's kind of changed their dynamic a lot. But their consistency has been great this year. They just had a hard time closing. I feel like they got to try and figure out how to close in some of these big series. When it gets to the tail end, especially like if they were to make it to another final, you know, they gotta try and figure that out. But any other final thoughts? Ready to move on to the next Group C? What are we thinking? All right, Group C coming up next. And for those of you wondering, audio listeners, 100 Thieves Vancouver, they're moving on from Group B. Group C, we have Team Falcons, who went up against Team War. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of felt bad for Team War this weekend because they lost Lins last second. I heard that they lost Lins 2 days before their flight, which is like, you know, I mean, that's kind of tough. They play with a coach.
And Bink is an AR player in Challengers. He's not even a sub.
Right, so I just kind of felt bad for him. I felt like this weekend was kind of a wash for them. They got smoked by Boston yesterday, and then Falcons came in and 3-0'd them today. And you could just tell that they were uncomfortable. Even though Bink was top fragging on one of the maps, he was top fragging, and I'm like, dude, what is going on with Team War? They just didn't look good, to be honest. I'm sure, you know, the team change had a lot to do with that. Also, Adam Assault did announce his retirement today on the broadcast and said that it is his last time. Probably his last match up on stage, which obviously is sad when you see a player go out. I mean, Adam Assault's a world champion. He's been playing Call of Duty. He's been a professional for many, many years. He's been competing for, you know, probably a decade now. So I just wanted to show some love to Adam and just, you know, congratulate him on a great career. Obviously got a ring, and a lot of people can't accomplish that, including myself. And, you know, it's cool to see, you know, players, you know, what they're able to accomplish. And, you know, all the memories, people they met. You know, we've been watching Adam Assault for years, so I just want to show some love to Adam. But Sam, we'll go to you. We'll work our way down. Group C, Team Falcons, they go up against the Boston Breach. They fall short, and Boston was able to take them down in that match 5. So it was a good series. Falcons, they made a roster change coming in. They bring in TJ. And they fall short to Boston, who obviously got a top 3 placing at champs, but they were able to take it to a last map. What'd you think of the group? What'd you think of the series? What are your thoughts, Sam?
I had both of Toronto or Koi and Boston coming out. Falcons, it was a one-off tournament. It always was going to be. I think that this team wasn't going to survive past EWC. I don't know what direction they're going to go, because I know obviously there's been rumors with the BZ and obviously with the phases pool. I know Civ has been tied here. Like, there's a lot of opportunities for a bunch of different players here. So I don't really know what's going to happen with Falcons. I wasn't expecting a lot at this tournament. But I mean, it was pretty routine pool for me, at least results-wise. Boston, I'm sorry, bro. I've been saying it. I'm just still not convinced by this team. I know they got third at champs, but, like, this team is awful at hardpoint. Like, one of the worst hardpoint teams that I've seen. And I just don't think they're going to get very far, especially in a single win format. We'll see.
What about you, Benjay? What do you think?
I think on the side of Boston, I agree with Sam. I think they're just going to get around it tomorrow. At the end of the day, I think, regardless, it's been a really good run for those players. I think they're overperforming like their talent as a group, and we'll see kind of what happens in the offseason. I think for
you winning?
Kind of stack with the wins thing. And man, for Falcons, I thought they would find a way with how we Boston's and respawn, get him respawn. But now they just think they were like last man. We pick up Peach.
Oh.
He drops a donut.
What?
Last match. I think
Are you
going
winning?
a lot of different directions.
I said yes.
I'm excited to see.
Bro, you gotta speak up, dog.
Duarte, what are your thoughts?
just have to
Boston,
fucking
kind of hot
listen.
and cold, huh, Duarte? You know what you're gonna get from Boston. They're either incredible. I mean, I'll be honest. I feel like Purge is kind of a big part of this team, right? I mean, Dylan attached said it during the watch party today. When Purge is fried in hardpoint, they win hardpoint. If Purge is not playing good, then it's probably chalk. And Snoopy has that potential too, but I feel like Purge has really been that guy for him. I mean, Duarte, what do you think's going on with Boston?
That was the workout, dog.
Sam hit the nail on the head. There was a bad hardpoint team. They've been really good at Surge for most of the year, and that's like why they've actually like made runs at tournaments. Their control was super up and down. There was a point where they were completely awful at control, and then randomly they just didn't lose control. So
When I got there, I just
they're a
fucking
really good
wait
team.
for
I don't really know
literally
what they're gonna have to
everything
do
was
to get some
fucking
consistency.
taken, and
At
almost
first,
no one
Snoopy
was
was
there.
the star
It was
player,
the fucking
then it was Purge. Cammy had a good stint, then he was awful, and then Wake
And
had
one of the
a lot
cables- one of the
stints, and
cables
then
was
he
broken.
Got good towards the end, so yeah, I mean, flip a fucking coin to see who's gone off this team and what you need to do, because truthfully, I couldn't even tell you watching this team. As far as the Ultra,
The same workout we
or
did.
whatever you want to call them, they looked pretty good with
Mostly,
Abe. I'm still not sure if Insight is going to be on this team in the future, just because he's always still been a question
How
mark.
long
You know,
were we
I
at the
like his
gym?
play
Was like,
style and how he helps his teammates, enables
2
them. But
hours?
sometimes I feel like it
Were we at
definitely
the
hurts
gym?
them
I
when they
don't know.
play against the better teams. And I'm curious to see how they do with Abe in their team and Kleenex on that flex when they do play
Seemed
top
like a
teams
while.
again. Because you got to think they were in a relatively easy pool in comparison to some of the other teams. So they still got a lot more to prove with Abe on their team.
Yeah, I mean, based from what I've seen from Abe, I love watching Abe play. I mean, the aggression that he puts in the map is awesome to see. But what about you, Cartier? I'm gonna pull up some stats too from the Boston Breach series going up against the Falcons. But what do you think, Trey? What's your thoughts?
I mean, listen, I work with one of the biggest Boston Breach fans of all time, Tactical Rab. He loves them. I don't know why, you know. They're very hot or cold. They don't do very well at majors, and then they go at champs and get top 3, you know. And obviously that's good for them. But is it consistent enough? Are you happy enough with that result? Yeah, for sure. You're happy with the money you made, but throughout the whole year, you haven't really been a good team. I feel like Cammy and Awakening as a duo are kind of an issue. They don't exactly fry together or work off of each other. Either one fries and the other one doesn't, or they both don't fry. There's no in between. They're never really on a game at the same time. So I think as a 4, I like them as like a dark horse team, but consistent result-wise, I don't really see them doing anything. And then obviously Falcons, you know, Sam said it perfectly. I don't know what they're doing. You know, this team was never going to be amazing. The team change wasn't going to win them the event, or in my mind, they were going to get them out of groups, and that was proven today. So, you know, it was cool seeing all the Saudi fans and Exnib getting gassed, you know, when they were winning maps and stuff like that. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward, you know. Pretty straightforward.
Hey, Ender, you got any thoughts on?
I gotta go, boys.
Boston? You're good, Zinni. I appreciate you dropping in, Tom. Later, brother.
See you, boys.
Later, man.
Honestly, like I feel like Boston is a pretty. Like, I don't know why. I feel like they're a good team. Like I feel like they could like beat any team. Like they could beat Optic or like a FaZe, but like they could lose to like any team as well, like the lower ranked teams. Like I swear I'd like rather see Boston against like a top team than a bottom team.
Yeah.
I think it's just because they're bad at hardpoint, bro. Like they can stay in an extended series with their Surge, but those 1s and 4s against any quality team, I think.
They're just gonna end the season as a top 6
Burrito Boys,
squad
dog.
team. I think the talent and what they have, that like is not that bad of a season.
I think they're just better LAD than last year. I look at this team the exact same.
They could have been bottom feeders at 20 points, like down to the Falcons instead. Like they actually made a running change. Like that's respectable to them.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, we'll see what happens with Falcons. I mean, I expect Falcons to make a lot of changes as well. I mean, both the teams, I think, changes. But I think the Falcons, Chris, I think you said it best yesterday, right? A Band-Aid. A lot of these teams just have a Band-Aid.
PJ's a Band-Aid right now.
Right.
Like, I'm just curious where they're gonna go with AG, bro, because like I think people like I don't know if it's just because he's been on Falcons for like most of the year now, but I think people forget how good AG was at like the last couple of titles. Like he was fucking ridiculous. So like they have a key piece on there, somebody that can win championships, has won champs, somebody that can disrupt this whole top team bubble. It's just whether they pair him with the right people.
I gotta be honest. If next game is like this game, I think they have an AG-sized problem in their team. I really think Falcons could potentially go in a lot of different directions of the roster, and I don't think they hit spot that they can make some super team is like entirely safe.
I'm excited. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm afraid what this may taste like. Thought I was going to eating some of these. It's our 30-day challenge with you, and I have made it better than good because my daughter ate it, and we're talking about it.
I mean, fortunately for next year, if the rumors are true and we get BO2 maps or something along those lines, like if the High Runner blows maps, they're not very bang out a heavy maps. Like you actually have to play smart, you play ratty, you do those things, and I think AG is that type of player. He's not a bang out player. He's not a guy that's just gonna fly in. He's a setup SMG, and he pops off that way. So we'll see.
One of a kind. I think he baits the fuck out of his team, and I just think he's got that talent. I think there's things that he's got to work on, like as a teammate, if they want to get to a level. But I think you see a direction that Falcons go in, where they make this mercenary team, they have zero chemistry, and they spend $1 million and get fucking like 70 CDL points for it. So I just think for Falcons, like, I think nobody on this team has done enough to get their spot. I think they can go in any what direction they want.
AG's a great player though, man. He just needs the right people around him, in my opinion.
He's got to get in the right team situation. The best team situation for him is where he has the ultimate green light.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean,
he's won a ring. I'm not going to disrespect last season either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was at times their best player last year on Optic. I think if next year is like this year, and it relies on teamwork and communication and reading the game correctly, and you can't rely on individual skill because the league has gotten more even with these teams, it's going to be tough to have that play style.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like this game, I don't think people realize how different this game is to every other COD title. In the way the pacing is, in the way the maps are designed. Like not only that, the Omni movement. I think people are maybe a little too hard on that whole Fred playstyle thing. Like we saw how well he worked with shots last year. We saw how well he played on the turn. There was, but it was mainly off of S&D. It wasn't ever really much about their respawn back on that team. It was always S&D. And if there's one criticism of him as a player, like that I will carry forward, is always going to be Search. But I'm not going to have one off year of respawn game mode for him with a completely different title that plays completely different than other teams ruin my perspective and my like ideology of how this guy is as a player. If it continues to happen, then yeah, I think it'll be a much more fair criticism. But this was a weird year for him, especially with all that he went through.
Yeah, so. he did to your point, he didn't even start like at the start of the year. Like he had a break, so started like game kind of late.
Yeah.
Cartier, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna come in and say like we're judging we're judging Pred based on, for one, like Inda said, he didn't really start the year off and then he came back in. Obviously had that slow start of Optic, but I think we can all come to an agreement that that team was just chalked. Like that was just absolutely done for. And then obviously he joins the Falcons. We can't really judge AG on the Falcons. Like, let's be honest, he joined a team that was, what was it, 1 and something or 0 and something. Like, I wouldn't have joined, like, he knew he wasn't going to win. He just needed to get his gunny up for next year because he knows he's going to get a godlike team. He's still a godlike player, just straight off a ring last year. I don't think anyone's taken what he's done this year seriously, and I even don't think he is. I think he's just happy to be back in the league, shooting his gun and playing with some people that are fun to play with, like Alex, like TJ. And I think he enjoys playing with Exnit too. He's going to come in next year. He's got a good backing from a really good organization with a lot of money. And it wouldn't surprise me next year if we saw AG get a team that he likes playing with, a team that's supported by the Falcons, and them being a top contender or like one of the teams we see like a top 3.
I don't want to extend this conversation too much, but there's a problem that they've had in CS, and it seems like it's cool they've got the money, but you just end up with a mercenary team. And as we've seen with the way that the studio is, you need a team of this team. I'm just concerned that that is a potential path that they can kind of go down next season.
Yeah, that could be said for every team. That could be said for every team that needs to rebuild, though.
But listen,
sure.
AG won with Mac, accuracy, and Sid. We didn't look at that team as a superstar team, and he won with that team. He joins Optic. We look at that team as a superstar team. He wins there. So it's proven he can win with anyone at any time that is like with the right team and the right mindset with the right strength.
I think he's got the talent to win. I think there's things that we can really do both on the map, out of map that would help. I just think again for Falcons, I think a lot. You can't come into this offseason like they want to. They have the ability to do it. They could really pressure and build it.
All right, I do want to move on to Group D, unless anybody else has anything they want to add for this group. But I think Group D is what everybody is waiting for. I mean, this is the one that I think was the biggest surprise out of the weekend, and we're going to switch on over. We got FaZe Clan getting defeated today by Omit, a team coming in from challenges. This is a team that won 2 majors this year, and they get taken down from Omit, which, in my opinion, I think this Omit team is unbelievable. This is the team, for those of you that don't know, is Mamba, Mac, Vivid, and Craze. These guys have been unbelievable, and not just today, and not just yesterday. They have been good all year. I mean, these players, especially Mamba and Craze, like these guys have been performing in challenges. It's not like just something that just came out of thin air here. As far as FaZe, these guys are horrible, bro. I mean, in terms of team camaraderie, and not individually, obviously. Individually, they're all very good. But as a team, right now, they are horrible. Their team camaraderie, their teamwork around the map is out the window. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but I smell really good. I smell a team change coming because, bro, the single pushes were pissing me off. I mean, just watching, there was just no teamwork at all. No, like, hardly any trades. Just seeing them trying to break shit and trying to hit points and control, just single pushing everything. I'm like, bro, this is never gonna work. And then the comms, when they go into listening, it's like, bro, the comms are so hectic and so chaotic. Like, I don't even think they know what everybody's doing on the map. Like, how do you even know? Like, you can't even understand what's going on. It just seems like there was a lot of yaps going on, and I'm gonna be honest, bro, it's just not meshing for these guys right now. And I don't know kind of what happened between, the beginning when they were winning to now. But I mean, since those 2 majors,
holy
it has not been
fuck,
good
dude.
for these guys. And I just expect a team change here. I think they've been playing terribly. This is not what I'm used to seeing with these guys, and I think a change probably coming up. It's probably needed for some of these guys. And yeah, man, obviously, I root for FaZe boys, but you gotta be honest here, man. Kind of just say it how it is, and these guys have not been playing good at all in terms of a team and having that camaraderie. It's gone. I don't know what happened.
Doing this good to my fucking ADC's garbage. Like, holy fuck.
Shut down.
long-standing relationship with Dario. There's a philosophy there that I really appreciated. I appreciate like the packaging, the sound of it felt. So yeah, it's been that big.
They wish they were playing like the beginning of the year phase. They were winning tournaments at the beginning.
I'm talking about first stage. I'm talking about the first stage, like before the break.
Before that was before.
Yeah, before
before that.
They're playing like that right now, bro. No bullshit.
And when you watch these guys, you can tell they're good players, but together, bro, I don't know what the hell's going on. Dude, the single pushing and just the comms and just everything together, when you watch the mini-map with these guys, you kind of like scratching your head, especially because you know how good these guys are. So I'm just not really too sure what they're going to do and what their plans are, but Sam, we'll go to you, right? What do you think, Sam? What are your thoughts?
I feel like we should probably, I'm going to save the phase discussion for the end, but I think I just want to gas Ome a little bit. I think that they're another team that, I mean, bro, these guys, I'll come out and say it, these guys are better than half the league current form. I mean, these guys could easily place top 6 at a major right now if they were to spawn in current form with everybody that played with this tournament in the CDL. These guys would slam them. The funny thing is the comfortability conversation we had at the beginning with 5 Fears, Reese, justice for Reese Vivid, bro. First of all, I'm saying I will stand 10 toes for Reese Vivid, bro. Stop fucking dropping Reese, man. This is fucking insane. You're getting outplaced by the. You weren't allowed to go to the tournament. You're the only one on the team that got.
And the 2 players on their team fucking didn't get a group.
And he's playing with Max, who was also dropped from C9, and he also outplaced them. Like, this is a comfortability thing. 2 players that were in the league, they got dropped from their rosters, whether it be performance problems or whatever. They come together and said, let's come to the playing together. They came up with amateurs. They're practice anyway. Like a friendship team. These guys just love playing together.
Vivid and Reese are literally, or Vivid and Mac are literally trash bros. Like,
exactly.
Like
the environment that these guys create on a team, they probably just fucking love playing COD. And then you combine that with Mambo and Craze, who are legitimately unbelievable. I don't know what else Craze has to do to get in the league. He's won 3 events this year, 2 events, and is now making bracket at EWC. Like, this Omit team is fucking rough. And the fact that they should have been phased yesterday, not only that, they choked it, came back today, and choke slammed them. Like, you're not doing that twice to them. I tipped the fuck out of that. So I'll push the phase column for a little bit because I'm sure we'll deep dive that. But I just want to give Omit the flowers, bro. Those guys are disgusting.
Those guys are gross, bro. Those guys are insane. Hey, you got, like I said yesterday, you got to give credit to Rafi as well. He's invested into challengers, and he's helping give these guys an opportunity, especially during the year. Like, bro, these guys, he's supporting these guys, whether it's flights, hotels. He's invested a lot of money into building good teams, and he pays attention, and he knows who's talented and who's making noise. He's been putting some good teams together. So W Rafi, W Omit. And I couldn't agree more, Sam. I mean, Omit has been insane. I mean, these guys are good, especially Craze. Craze has been nuts. Actually, Mamba too, all of them, bro. Mac played, bro. Mac was unbelievable.
Yeah, Mac is unreal today.
Mac has been insane.
He loves playing phase.
I will say, I did coach these boys for a week. Me and Rafi had a call about this team. I did coach them for a week, and the first thing I said was, this team would never lose a control, and this team is unbelievable at control. I remember Vivid coming up to me at the event and Mamba, and they were like, Trey, he said we're going to be discussing it control. We haven't lost one.
What do you think of that,
weeks, and that was scrims too. The first tournament.
What?
That other video you sent.
It's pretty fun, dude.
Dude, I'll be honest. When I watch videos of just like nature shit in Africa and I hear them scream and like a lion's going after them, I hate their screams so much that I actually get joy out of seeing that. I hate it so much.
Nice, dude.
It's so fucking annoying. Alright, I'll be back.
Oh.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with this game?
Something they played together was like a 2K. I think they got top 12, top 16. And I was like, shit, like, whoa, what have we created here? And then after that, they just locked in and they've been the best team in challenges, and they're just smoking CDO teams now, and one of the best CDO teams.
The game
regardless
knows
of
your
how they're
shit,
playing,
dude.
it's
It doesn't
still
want
the
to put up
best
with
CDO
your
team that's ever
crap
existed,
anymore.
so yeah.
Nice.
All you can say is wow.
Yo, Ender, what do you think
How
about
many
FaZe right now? What the
teams
hell's going on
are
with
you
FaZe?
gonna fucking
What
make
do you think's
lose,
happening?
huh?
Nice.
Honestly, I
Just
feel
want
like
to know.
My bad. It's just the red carpet just scared me a little bit, and it scared me. You know, I didn't. It's a jump scare. It's a jump scare.
Yo,
Go ahead.
dog.
I
Get
feel like
on
they're in their own head.
blend.
They didn't have a bad season.
Nice.
Like,
Get on literal AIDS.
they didn't have a bad season,
It's
and
really
then
fun.
they lost to Optic, and like, I mean, ever since then, like they lost champs to Optic, and they've just been playing shit. Like they looked like the start of the year.
Guitars, the
Start of the year phase. So,
blender.
I don't know. I just feel like something's not working
Yeah,
out. and
Blender literally doesn't
They
work.
obviously couldn't figure it out. I'm not sure if they're gonna stick out and figure it out, but they
what
got
you want me to do.
kind of slammed.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, right? Like individually, we all know how good these players are. It's just as a team, like I just don't know what's going on. I mean, Chris, I kind of want to go to you. Like, what do you think's going on with FaZe? Like, what's happening here?
I think, yeah, they're not playing confident when watching them. But on top of that, I think that confidence stems from finally their bad communication that they quote unquote worked for them is just being exposed. I think this game, I'm going to say it again, it's very unique with the way the map designs are. I feel like every little step that you take sometimes on the map is going to influence the way spawns work, the timings of like certain plays and where people can get through. And I feel like this team is just it's happening to them where people are getting through, people are.
And he posted the
Oh my god. How the fuck do these people survive these accidents?
He said
man?
no one
Holy
from the
shit.
Justice Department has ever spoken to this woman about this before. I actually think he said has spoken about her ever, which doesn't make any sense because FBI agents arrested her in July of 2020. You know, she clearly would have been questioned. She could have, you know, invoked her right to an attorney and just stayed quiet. That's possible. But no one ever questioned her ever? That doesn't sound reasonable at all. All of this stuff has been this like kind of like boomer theater for me. I hate saying that, but like my parents are boomers and I love them. But like a lot of the words that are being used, like there's the Epstein files, and I think people think that there must be like drawers full of paper files. Yeah. And they have a truckload of documents. Like the FBI and the DOJ trade files the same way that you do. They're on a computer somewhere. They're on a server hosted in the cloud, and they could be accessed from New York, or they could be accessed from the director's office or from the attorney general's office. So all this stuff has been kind of playing on. There's a bunch of these videos. What's in the videos? We saw Pam Bondi basically saying over and
what
over
are you
again,
doing?
there's more and more stuff. She kept hyping
Shut
it.
your
If
fucking
you watch what happened from
cunt.
the FBI side, though, Bongino and Patel were actually de-escalating. Every time they sat down, it looked like they were sitting on pins and needles. They were like sitting on like a tack board, and they were really uncomfortable because they were going to have to answer a question that their boss was basically saying a bunch of this stuff. And then we had that big bombshell that, there's nothing. People lost their minds about it, which is reasonable. And now we're here.
Maxwell is thinking, oh, so they're coming after you.
Oh, are you fucking autistic, dude? Fucking play a game, man.
Are you autistic? What are you gonna ask me to fucking stream next? Start the stream, Fucking
It's reasonable to say that. To be fair. You can't trust
Yeah, dude. Start.
She's in prison for 20 years.
What happens if she gives a statement and Trump and the DOJ come out with
Fucking faggot can't play half the games.
that says
You know.
it's actually or Liz Cheney and
Oh, fucking retard.
and they say, well, this is corroborated witness testimony. If there's
Oh, I can't play
a
that.
million and one
Can't play
conspiracies about what's
that.
actually going on.
Can't play.
One of them is that this is the pro-Trump side conspiracy that Democrats put unverified hearsay in there that smears Trump so that he can't release it. because
Oh,
it'll
dude,
be damaging to him.
amazing.
If that is
Bro,
the
I'm just
case,
looking at your
or even
fucking
if
your
Trump is actually in
desktop,
this,
man. What the fuck are
his
you doing?
opportunity now is to go to Guy Lane,
Yeah, you should
have
feel
her offer up
blessed.
statements which can
Even looking at
overwrite any
What are you, a fucking
existing
retard?
documents and be the documents.
Or put it in context, which is probably
Right.
most likely, if I had to guess. Like, I'm sure that Trump's name has to be in the same source.
Yes, but when Trump says, I'm going to release the files, he releases his files that he made right now in his DOJ that implicates his enemies.
There's a continuum of possible truth because we don't actually have access to any of the things that the FBI has, and they've obviously not decided to share it with us. So somewhere on, let's say, the right end of the spectrum is
gonna play the fucking
the
racing
entirety
game,
of the
dude.
criminal conspiracy was a man and a woman who were sickos that were going after young girls that were post-pubescent, but they were underage, and that's what the trafficking operation was, and it ended in 2004. That could be the possibility. Like, that's one end of it. The other end of it is like this vast criminal conspiracy that stretches across the entire globe where all these global leaders are implicated and everybody is being blackmailed and there's sexual material on all these people. And so you've got that. And the reason why I think the Americans are so dialed in and why they're not going to let this go, which I think was a miscalculation on the Trump administration's part, I think they saw it and thought something was going to happen. They could use some of the influencers and some of the media people to just go, hey, let's just put this to bed. These people that you trust said no. That didn't work. And I think the reason is because there's these three things that are kind of hitting in a car crash the worst case scenario. You've got elite level people, so people that have more money than God, and they operate at a different level, and already kind of suspect that they have a different justice system. Then you have the possibility of corruption being involved, so government doing things that it shouldn't do and giving people special treatment.
Are you going
because of that
for?
money. And then lastly, children being hurt. But we keep saying children because that's what the the sort of verbiage is out in all the podcast spheres and everything else. We're talking about, if we're being honest, we're talking about 15, 16, 17-year-old girls. They're very young. They make terrible decisions, just like all of us did at that age. So, but it's not quite the same as like imagine like an 8-year-old girl.
Oh yeah, 124.
It is a different thing. So
the document suggests that Ghislaine Maxwell was asking, young women and if they wanted to be models.
As young as 14. So yeah,
they on a plane, and then once they're on the island, they're like, you're an underage hooker now.
You can read like what they had them do, and it was very graphic in the actual conviction, and it involved specific touching. It involved. I'm not going to read it. It's illicit. So if people want to go see it, DOJ has it out there. You can go out and read the press release of what her actual conviction was for. But what it is very, very light on, in fact, to the point where there's nothing other than her and Jeffrey Epstein. There's only 2 people mentioned there. There's no co-conspirators, which would substantiate what the FBI put out. But at the end of the day, you got a big problem there too, because 2 of the guys that are running the FBI spent a couple of years telling us something was different, like something very different was true, and a lot of people have accepted these things as fact.
Come on now,
They've
you gotta
also
take those
accepted
corners
this guy's
better.
An intel asset that Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of the intelligence service, and whether that's true or not, the actual thing that people continue to quote was something that Alex Acosta said, allegedly, because somebody else quoted him. It's like
nice,
second
dude.
or third. I don't even know how far you go out for hearsay, but it was apparently
Proud
something
of
he
yourself,
said during
dude?
a vetting process for a cabinet position in Trump's first administration, and everybody hangs their hat and they're like, well, that's definitive. It turns out that's actually not evidence. That's like some guy said something that he said he thought he heard.
What was the thing that the guy said?
He said that Epstein was an intelligence asset.
That allegedly got said, but no one.
He was told to back off because Epstein belongs to intelligence.
But that's, again, that is somebody heard the guy supposedly who said it, and I haven't heard Alex Acosta come out and say that he said that. So it's now, like I said, it's in the sphere of people just accept it as fact.
Well, how come nobody's subpoenaing any of these people? How come no one's calling them to testify before Congress?
Well, I mean,
it's all grandstanding with binders. And
I totally agree with that, because here's the problem. The reason is we already got the definitive statement from DOJ unless something dramatically changed. Right. They actually said the case is closed, we're done with it, there's no further indictments coming, there's no co-conspirators, there's no blackmailer client list, and I don't know why you guys are still talking about it, and then Trump called everybody a weakling that still wanted to talk about it. So this has been like, Mike Howell, who works over at Oversight Project, they're a spin-off from Heritage Foundation. He was like, if you wanted to teach a class on the worst possible messaging of a public handling of a case, like this is the one. It is so damn slow.
You know, Trump is normally very, very smooth with his words, but ever since Abrego Garcia, he's like, he has MS-13 printed on his knuckles, and he's totally wrong. I think the shame is like, take this. Either he's on that list and he's using this to cover that up, or something is he's just living in shame.
Your point about him being really good at this stuff is well taken, because he's a master marketer. He comes from the entertainment world where, you know, marketing is super important. His brand is worldwide, and it's all because of Donald Trump's decisions. To blow it this bad is, I think, is part of why people are like, what's going on?
Agreed. I mean, it could be as simple as people have just basically downplayed. Who wants to be the guy that gives that guy bad news about something? Like, hey, we were talking about it as a lead up in the campaign. Your son hyped it. Your current FBI director hyped it. Your deputy director hyped it. You've got your attorney general out there currently still hyping it, talking about this thing. And by the way, sir, there's nothing there. We don't have what you think we have, and all we really have is a couple little documents, and one of them says, you know, it's either a Trump donor or a Trump in there, and it could be a totally innocuous thing. But just having your name in the quote-unquote files that everyone now imagines are these like truckloads of documents, it's a smear at this point. So you look terrible. Nobody, and it's not like we're dealing with honest operators. We're going to be seeing people from the left, which we continue to see throughout the last 2 or 3 weeks. They suddenly really desperately care. Except Chuck Schumer, who now doesn't want it, which, as you said, that's a fun reversal. Because a few seconds ago, they were screaming about it.
Well, let's pull this up. We've got this from The Hill.
Booking a flight? Download Kayak's app and set a price alert. We'll notify you as soon as the price changes. In the meantime, do what people do. Procrastinate. 1 day, 2 days. Oh, wow. Time to book already? Wow. Back to Kayak for a great deal on your flight.
Schumer condemns DOJ meeting with Maxwell. Stinks of high corruption. Now, hold on there, gosh darn minute. Democrats were demanding we expose the Epstein files. So the DOJ says, we are going to dig into this. Trump says, get the grand jury testimony, whatever's credible, put it out there. They said, we're going to go talk with Ghislaine, and now the Democrats are freaking out. Could it be that they played a game of chicken with Donald Trump because neither party wants this information released, and now they're realizing Trump's going to do it?
I think that as long as they keep this floating, and as long as there's not actual evidence to put it to bed, where it's like they're not going to get the grand jury testimony out of Florida. The judge already denied it. They're probably not going to get it out of New York either. That's the way grand juries work. They're supposed to work, and they're operating in secrecy. So you're not going to likely see that. So as long as you can keep that going, you're going to have people that are excited about it. They're going to speculate about it. It's a political win for them as long as it's out there. Because I was on with Alex Jones the other day, and he was like, can you give me any good news? Like, is anybody winning? I'm like, yeah, of course people are winning. But you know who's winning? The people that are not in the news. The people that are actually, like, uncovering actual corruption, which got done. People like Secretary Wright over at DOE. There are people that are doing good work. They just don't do it on Fox. Yeah. And that's the way most governments have run for all of my lifetime and all of everybody else's lifetime. Because you usually don't go and try to replicate your successes on Fox News every single night. That's not usually the way that people. How many times have you ever seen an interview with an attorney general in 1 month? What's the most you've ever seen?
Absolutely nothing.
I can't even think of it.
For Bondi, never.
Exactly. You never saw Merrick Garland running out there and like running to see if he could sit down.
Absolutely.
Epstein files. Smear to launch the last minute before election.
Exactly. That's it. It just doesn't happen this way. So we're seeing something totally different, and now people are like, they're like, okay, if the
just
game's
Lennon
changed,
is a dear friend of mine.
then I want to see more. Like, now you need to give us total transparency. At the end of the day, the real work of government continues on.
Yes, she is.
Whether we like it or not, and it's just not done on Fox.
My concern is
Is that where you got your girlfriend from?
You don't want to know what she's done for me, man.
Because you mentioned earlier how these girls that Epstein was trafficking and dealing with trafficking were, I don't know if trafficking is the right word, but they weren't pre-pubescent trafficking technically.
No, literal trafficking is when someone is taken to a place to be forced to do work that they don't want to do.
There's something about crossing borders, I think, that delineates between smuggling and trafficking.
Smuggling is when, so a person is an illegal immigrant and wants to come to the U.S. and gets smuggled in, but smuggling. Trafficking would be they're brought here to do labor. So if you're taking young girls and tricking them to go to an island to do sex work, you're trafficking.
So it seems like they weren't prepubescent, so it's not pedophilia. That indicates prepubescent. We talked about this last week, actually. Phil's laughing. And I think a lot of people involved.
Nobody really makes the distinction in their head.
People are going to feel like the people involved are like, if this gets out, my name gets put on a list, and people think I'm a pedophile. You know how pedophiles get treated, so they're going to the ends of the earth to cover it up. When in reality, 14-year-old women, age of consent in a lot of countries, giving a guy a massage and then he thinks he's 18 and he has sex with her, not pedophilia. You have your own emotions about it, but like if we can somehow maybe lower the heat on it,
it's pederasty, but it's still illegal. It's pederasty, but it's still illegal.
And there's a reason why culturally
it's pederasty.
I just want to say statutory rape. I just want to say something very, very carefully and clearly for you, Ian. The distinction you are trying to draw is a lot about what you want, because society largely disagrees with everything you just said. Typically when you see people like Stephen King or whoever else you know, because he wrote those creepy books talking about that stuff. When people are publicly trying to draw a distinction between what it means to be sleeping with underage women, 99.9% of people in this country are like,
6, dude.
why are you bringing it up? Because none of us agree with you.
You're flying too close to the sun, Ian. I'm like, yeah, well, gotta get up here.
No,
Ian, this is where the keys
Are
are.
you gonna get it?
I don't know. If it's
Like
good,
if it's crossplay and you get it, I'll get it.
Ian, you're telling on yourself.
It's not a 17-year-old underage girl is not pedophilia. Not like a 6-year-old
Most
girl.
people in this country disagree with you.
And it's also
Yeah.
a strict liability crime in
good.
almost every single state. So that means it doesn't matter whether you know or not the age. If they are under the age of consent, it is considered statutory rape. So just so you understand like the legality of it, you get like you're sideways of it on cultural norms. I do understand the distinction you're making. There are legal ages of consent in other places, 16 years old sometimes.
Even in the United States.
But in the United States, West Virginia, we generally look at the age of majority being 18, and then anything under whatever the age of consent is, it's almost always a strict liability crime, which means whether you knew it or not, whether she was someone who, you know, went through puberty at 11 or 12 and blossomed and looks like a young woman, and yeah, everyone's been to like a public pool. I'm actually a father. I'm constantly like disgusted by what dads will have their daughters out there in the world looking like. I'm like, good God Almighty! Like, so your 16-year-old looks like 25. That doesn't still put you within. Just
Yo, dog, can I get a Hail Hitler
it
from
doesn't
you?
actually this is legal side.
This is important. In 30 states and DC, it's 16. So most of the United States.
And the reason they do that is just so that way.
Only 13
Be
states
your
have an age
best
of 18.
Nazi.
The reason they do that is so that way 18-year-old teenage boys, essentially 17, 18-year-old boys, that if they have
Usually
sex
that's a
with their
come on,
16-year-old girlfriend, it doesn't ruin their life.
That's called the Romeo and Juliet exemptions, and they exist in most.
That's not why that. That's not,
A 19, and so I'm pretty sure this is like Illinois is a good example. I can't speak for other places. If a 19-year-old is in a relationship with a 16-year-old in Illinois, that's a Romeo and Juliet exemption. Because they're both going to the same school, they're around the same age. Or it's like they met in high school and the kid graduated, so they cut slack. I think if it's within 3 years, you get a Romeo and Juliet exemption.
Right now, I can't fucking sleep in this room. Because I just saw a fucking house centipede run behind my bed.
So then why? So this what's the point of 16 then?
Some states said 16.
Oh.
That's broken.
He was 14 for a long time. I grew up in Mississippi, so they raised it to 16.
Wow.
Didn't feel like it was that long.
You know, if I had a grenade, I would just fucking set it off
I mean,
right
it's
now.
a weird conversation, but I like it. It's like age and time is motion, and people change and grow at different rates. You know, that's a biological reality, especially with like hormones.
Right, which that's why they put a baseline at the lowest
man.
level and say this is like as low as it should be appropriate. It changes culturally. I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, at the United States, the other thing that's really weird too is that child pornography laws come into play sometimes because everybody is involved with smartphones and transmission of images. You fall underneath the federal statute under a certain age, and you transmit it to someone who's above. Now you're in really bad shape, and you may be within the age of consent in your own state.
There was a story
This used to happen with Polaroids back in the day. There was a case when I was in high school. I knew a guy who had gotten a Polaroid of a girlfriend or something. It was a huge scandal in this town. And like he was 17, I think she was 17. And they went after her for child pornography.
There was a story in Illinois where there was a 14-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy, and they were Snapchatting each other. And when the parents got angry, and because the parents of the 12-year-old boy called the police said, "We're going to arrest your son for child pornography too, if you really want to go down this route, because the law doesn't draw distinction." And the parents were like, "What? No."
It doesn't. Yeah, no, it's and your transmission. So anytime you hit anything that's interstate, then you start becoming like every.
There was a story.
It's every server, and that's when it becomes a federal issue.
There was a story recently where I think the guy was 20, and he met a woman at a bar who was 17, but she had a fake ID, and they went and had sex, and then later, I forget how it came to light. He gets arrested. The mother of the woman he slept with, who was at the time not a woman, she was 17 at the time, and then it was a year later in court. and her mom testified on his behalf that she deceived him and lied to him, and the court did not care.
Strict liability.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, I was just double checking my math because I had it in my head. But minor under the federal statute, particularly when it comes to images or anything like that, and transmission on interstate, so all your servers, anything, if you were to mail it, I guess that would also be an issue. Minor means anyone under the age of 18.
But let's clarify something too here. Again, your distinction is completely immaterial to the fact that there were, let's say a 16-year-old, right, was told by Maxwell, at least this is some of the reported what they were doing, saying, we're wealthy financiers and we can have you modeled. And they would go, wow, come on our private jet. Wow, where to? On a private island with billionaires. This is amazing. They bring them there and say, now you can't leave unless you have sex with these men.
Yeah, that's a little messed up. It's similar to what I don't want to drag Andrew Tate was doing. Like Andrew, I was saying it was similar to what Andrew Tate was doing with those girls to come and be his chat cam girls, and then he'd get them there and apparently would keep them against their will, or that was maybe the insinuation. It's one thing if you make them have sex with someone. That's like.
Well, I will say this: the challenging thing about the Tate case is that those, I think the charges all failed every time they brought him up, and several women have testified in his defense. So, say whatever you want about him. I don't know as much. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted. Andrew Tate was actually, the charges fell apart.
Yeah, the Ghislaine thing, I'll bring up Lex Wessner. I don't know how involved he was. He runs Victoria's Secret or ran it at the time. And there was a throughput, I believe, from the Maxwell and Victoria's Secret. They were like buddies. I don't know the extent of their relationship.
Yeah, so the way that and this is one of the reasons why people ask, because it's like quote-unquote unexplained wealth is the big story in Jeffrey Epstein's case. So just the quick primer on it is, he was a teacher at the Dalton School, which is a very fancy private school in New York. He had no college degree, and he theoretically wouldn't even have been in line to be teaching there. But he was hired, and this is where you start getting into famous name theater, but he was hired by Donald Barr, who is the former Attorney General's dad, Bill Barr. Okay, so Donald Barr was the headmaster, apparently hired Jeffrey Epstein with no college degree to teach math and physics, and then Donald Barr left. Jeffrey Epstein started his first terms, was there for a little while, and then after he was there for a little bit, he inexplicably makes the leap from non-credentialed high school teacher at very expensive private school to investment banker at Bear Stearns. And the claim is that the CEO of Bear Stearns' child was either tutored by, or one of his friends, his kid's friends was tutored by Epstein, saw talent, and brought him into Bear Stearns. He did that for a couple of years. Then he jumps into this asset recovery company that he created. And then somewhere in that couple years, in the early 1980s, he suddenly is the guy who is in charge of all of Les Wexner's financial investments, to the point where in 1991, Les Wexner, who, as you said, owned the Limited, and then Victoria's Secret was one of the companies as well, and the guy was a multi-billionaire, he signed over his power of attorney for all financials to Jeffrey Epstein. I think the year was like 1991. Some people fact check me on that, but it's right around there, which makes no sense whatsoever. And Les Wexner also gave him the famous penthouse, or the apartment that he had in New York City, which people don't know why he did that. It was like a $50-something million property in the 1990s, and he just signed it over to him free and clear. So all of that made people ask questions. That's where a lot of the intelligence questions came in addition to the fact that Maxwell's dad had a bunch of people from the Israeli intelligence service attend his funeral. So you've got all these strange things. It's tons of smoke. There's very little in the way of concrete facts, and nobody knows how the guy became worth like close to $1 billion, if he was, because it's not the way people do business. You don't go from being a high school teacher to being a trader to being a guy who is then privately managing a billionaire's wealth. And then he also received flat fees in the millions of dollars a year, as opposed to based on performance, which is the way most people get. All of that's really strange.
Who got his money after he died?
Who's that? So the estate is still out there, and it's been contested by a number of the victims that have claimed, and there's like something like 150 or 200 victims that have gone out there and filed claims. So all the young women that were apparently involved in this, and they're briefly mentioned in Maxwell's, going back to the original topic, they're briefly mentioned. I just want to read you, if you don't mind, like from the sentencing document, so you get an idea of what they were saying they did. They said that Maxwell attempted to befriend certain victims, asking them about their lives, their schools, their families, taking them to the movies, on shopping trips, and then acclimated them to Epstein's conduct by being present as the victims interacted with Epstein, which put the victims at ease, providing a certain amount of assurance and comfort that there was an adult woman there. So all this was very grooming-like behavior. And then they go on to talk
next
about
month
things
I'm going to
paying for
Afghanistan,
travel, educational opportunities, encourage them to accept Epstein's assistance and whatever it was, making the victims feel like they were indebted. So all of this is very like aggressive, grooming type behaviors, and it goes back to like 1994 when he's already got a ton of money and he's tied in with the people we were talking about. So the story of Epstein is I think fascinating.
Want me to
people,
bring
mostly
back
because there's
anything
a lot of
as a
money.
souvenir for you,
There's not a lot of
or-
explanation why he has it, how he got to those positions,
Are you
his
okay?
interest in young women, whether you agree or not. Like, it's younger than is acceptable by most of
Nah,
American
dog,
society.
you gotta join the
And then
caliphate.
you get to the final place where he goes into a jail cell and 30 days
You gotta
in,
prove your
kills himself,
your
and there's all this
allegiances
lore around it, which is far more than we ever see before.
Allah.
What is this? You said Lex Lesnar signed over power of attorney of his fight. What does that mean exactly?
He gave him
Otherwise, you could
power
just
of
have
attorney,
your
which means that he had
choice of
the same
these
authority to
modern
make decisions
women
as
dogs.
Les himself would.
With his finances.
With
Oh,
his
yeah, I
finances.
actually have
He
a
could
story
invest all
about that
Lex's
today.
money in his
Yeah.
own company, and it would be completely legal.
Yeah, and what's interesting is he was
finish the
actually
slot
apparently
first.
he left his job at Bear Stearns for an insider trading problem. He like lent somebody
Nice,
some
dude.
money.
I
while
need
he
to
was
fucking
doing
remind you,
insider
dog.
trading stuff. Freedom grants, we got censored, and he had to leave.
We got a quick addition, sorry, correction, but in federal matters pertaining to
Something
interstate
that happened
travel,
at the gym.
the age of consent is always 18.
And then when they
It gets a Mann Act
Nothing
thing.
that
It goes back to
happened,
the
it's technically
which was like
just
white
something
slave trafficking.
And then what the weird thing now we're facing is digital information transfer,
I
because if an
remember what I
image is
just said.
seen in a state and then it goes to a server in Alaska and then comes back to the state, no one ever sees it in Alaska. It's just on server, and the person only sees it here and here on two phones in the same state. Technically, the image never, the electricity left the
They literally
state.
they do that as part of the argument when they do these filings, and they actually argue it in court that the servers exist in these places. And let's say if you want to do a federal case on guns, for example, they will make the argument that it is a federal matter simply because the gun was not made in the state that you're in, and therefore it had to be trafficked in there. So if you live in a state outside of Georgia and you have a Glock, then you have now found yourself in an interstate commerce situation. These lines are very, very
Commerce clause needs to be repealed.
Well,
Fix that goddamn.
it definitely shouldn't be used as justification for federal law enforcement to be able to grab everything that goes outside of the state. And so in the case of what you're talking about, anything that touches...
All right. You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So today, I guess a guy like was talking to a chick and he wanted to ask her out or whatever, or get her number. So he asked if she's not like the way I'm gonna say it, but he asked if she was single and she said no. And then she just keeps talking to him while he's hitting on her, like for a while. And I walk up to him like, bro, she's still talking to you like that? And he was like, yeah, well, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, either she's lying about having a boyfriend or absolute red flag. Even he was like, yo, she's a red flag. I was like, holy fuck.
The telco wires touches a server, touches a cloud, even if you like theoretically
You
are just
expect it.
you to me, it's assumed to be an interstate matter at that point. It's the means of communication. It doesn't actually have to show that it went anywhere. And so just using that technology is enough to make it a federal matter. Whether you like it or not, that's just how it plays out.
It's Friday, Ian's here, so we're gonna jump into this next story from New York Post. Possibly hostile alien threat detected in unknown interstellar object, a shocking new study claims. It's the New York Post.
For me, a good acoustic guitar string really lets the instrument speak. I've been playing D'Addario strings pretty much since I first started.
The New York Post says a mysterious intergalactic object could potentially be a hostile alien spacecraft that's slated to attack our planet in November, according to a controversial new study by a small group of scientists. The consequences, should the hypothesis turn out to be correct, could be potentially dire for humanity. You think? The researchers wrote in the inflammatory paper, which was published July 16th, to the preprint server ARXIV, Southwest News Service reported, and here's a picture. That proves it's aliens. It's it's Galactus.
Those are the Infinity Gems in the big of his body. I like that it was a small number of scientists in a controversial paper.
Yep. Dubbed 3, you know what's funny is I don't know if it's an I or an L. Dubbed 3L Atlas, the interstellar entity was discovered on July 1st, rocketing toward the sun at more than 130,000 miles per hour. Less than 24 hours later, it was confirmed to be an interstellar object with initial observation suggesting it could be a comet measured to 15 miles in diameter, larger than Manhattan.
Could also be Uber Eats Galactic.
However, in the paper, the trio of researchers suggested it might be a piece of extraterrestrial spy technology in disguise.
I mean, comets aren't generally interstellar. They come from the Oort cloud. The Oort cloud is technically part of our solar system.
They're in orbit.
Yeah, they're in orbit around the sun, so they're It's not interstellar. So if this is actually interstellar, it does make it novel because we don't have things coming from actual.
Remember that?
What the planetary? Or no, is that the
interstellar oblong object?
2017, right?
Yeah, Oumuamua or something. It's that's what it was called.
I can picture the AI graphic of it, but I don't know what it's
Oumuamua.
There it is.
I've been thinking about the spirits. Can the spirits get angry? Do you think spirits can feel emotion? Well, like your subconscious.
What? That's okay.
You know, your subconscious has like thoughts, just in its own kind of
straight up right turn, right? 90 degrees.
I think that's like your radio receiver to the spirits.
Yeah, but
it's all come through one round.
So you think this is spirits?
Well, I
You
don't
think
know.
there's going to be an
People-
alien invasion in November, dog?
Your mic cut off.
Your fucking faggot Discord cut off for your headphone.
Something about an alien invasion, that's all I heard.
Are making plays on them because they're not communicating efficiently, and I feel like that is why you see at times they just look unconfident because they're just not sure. Whereas you see like really well polished respawn teams where their like situational awareness because of their communication as a team is so good that they almost look like they have walls sometimes where they're like literally predicting exactly where everything is going to come from, where every engagement is going to come from, and I think it's exposing FaZe a lot. But I do also want to give props to Mac. I wanted to talk about him a little bit. He's looked unreal. He took a year break, I think, or maybe it was 2 years. I think it was I think it was a year, yeah. And he came back, and I wasn't really sure how he was going to play, but he's developed a lot as a player over the last year, and especially with this stint on Omid, he looked unreal. I'm excited to watch these guys play some of the other top teams as they progress through this bracket, because I really think they can make some noise. But Mamba as well, he's also a really good AR, man. Like that guy passes the eye test. He has an actual like snapper, bro. He's gross. And then Craze, yeah, Craze won what 2 elites and I think 2 tournaments, including Challenger champs. Like that guy, he's finally proven he can do it against the best teams, and he will no doubt be coveted by other teams. So. Yeah, I'm happy for them, and I'm excited to see them play. And the thing about Reese, bro, that people don't like realize is Reese is a glue guy. That guy, if you know Reese as a player, he does whatever it takes to try to get a dub. Like he's not like he's not gonna fucking pop off all the time. He's not gonna like camp and shit like that. But he will literally do everything he needs to do to win, if that means dying 100 times or
that scoreboard is the most Reese vivid stat of all time.
Yeah,
0.9 most damage in the lobby.
Yeah. And I feel like people scapegoat him a lot because they see his stats and they're like, okay, maybe we can upgrade him and get like a Slayer and somebody that's going to elevate our slaying prowess. But they fail to realize that he's one of those people that will just make it easier on your team to win. It's not it, and he's going to help you in that aspect. So
let's tune into the comms real quick with FaZe. I saw some people in the chat. They wanted us to tune in. Let's tune in. We got a minute of the listening here. Let's see how they sound.
I'm one shot. Nice, I'm one shot. I ran to line. How does he jump back? We traded again. I got B. That's first guy. We can first one trophy now. He's on the bar. I'm going to talk to you. He's in the ball. I'm doing the spawning. Deep right car. I'm one shot. Here. Deep right car. Ball by pitch mid. He might pitch mid. I get it. Reese top bar. Trophy Mac. One shot. I can't shot. Close on me. Shut up. Watch out. Close.
New Nivea Men Black and White. Defends your colors with 72-hour sweat and odor protection. Nivea Men anti-stain formula protects your clothes from white and yellow stains. New Nivea Men Black and White. 72-hour sweat and odor protection. Defends your colors. Nivea is for skin.
I'm not pointing. I'm looking at your cross, Connor. I can't touch you across. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the team. I'm trying to get your mid. I'm trying to get your mid. One more front line, front arm. Yeah, front arm.
Okay, well, FaZe clearly took the last round personally.
Right, so there it comes. What do you guys think? Granted, they didn't, you know, that was one of the rounds that they did win, but I mean, sheesh.
I mean, the mics sound insane, so it could just be the way the mics, but it sounds like fucking insane. Rada.
They've always expanded hectic comms and like watch a team like FaZe is just like a good opposite. But I don't know if this team's gonna stick together. I've been kind of the ride is over, and they had a great 6 years, and being kind of wax poetic about it. You just don't see esports teams, you don't see professional teams go that long. So like this run is like unbelievable out of the trio, but I think they're gonna go those separate ways. I just think to me like the worst thing on their con is honestly Sal. MC, whether he's staying on this team or he's going somewhere else, like he's a talented player, but he's gotta like do a better job of vocalizing what he wants to do on the map and just shit.
Would you guys agree with Ben that this is the end of an era here with FaZe? This is it? Yeah. They're probably breaking up here?
That should be.
100%. I don't think you can have that bad of a placement of champs and EWC as a team as strong as FaZe or the players that are on FaZe and not even consider it. They were probably even considering one after champs, but you know.
And they were considering one last year. They just kicked the can down the road with their EWC win. And they find themselves here again.
I think at the very least, Draws is just going to go, or they're going to split up. Like, it's one or the other, but Draws didn't have the best year, in my opinion, and I think they're going to either look to upgrade him or they're going to split their separate ways.
If they keep the trio together and musical chairs a fourth again, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
I mean, you never know. You never know. I mean, I'm just saying that. I'm saying that's at minimum. That's at minimum.
I don't think that's the problem.
I know, but that's just the way they look at it. The people look at it. So I mean, I think that's the minimum in my opinion.
Biggest issue. I mean, Zach's got to play better. For what's worth, Zach got a terrible on this season. I think when you watch him play in Hardpoint, the two biggest offenders of why the gameplay sucks is MC and Tyler. I think MC plays too slow, and Tyler is just like doesn't play in a consistent way in Hardpoint.
No, I mean, dude, I was ready to.
That's why the minimap fucking sucks.
I was ready to roast FaZe immediately when we started to listen. And when it was right at the beginning, Simply got that guy on the car weak or whatever, and Abizi's just hiding in Bolt, and he bashes out and dies. Yeah. And it's like, bro, wait for your teammates to come off spawn and get information on the street, spot the guy, and then chow him, or just sit there and deny Volt because you need it to push into the point later. It didn't matter because they ended up getting the kills, but I'm like watching that and I'm like, bro, that's mistake number one. And like, if you think about how that translates into every other mode, it's just like, bro, you're doing so much unnecessary shit. You're not utilizing your teammates, and you're just taking shit once. Like, it needs to stop.
But listen, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna say how it is. It's a Sims thing. This year sucked. If he wants to blow it up, they're gonna blow it up. If he wants the trio to stick, sure they'll try and make that happen. It's really just, we're not gonna know until we see what the winners are.
Casey said I'm putting myself on a team. Yeah, we're compromised now. It's over.
Listen, I think it's just time right now that, you know, they didn't win champs last year. They've had they won EWC, cool, but like, you know, everyone was calling that like, you know, Mickey Mouse. And then we come back to this year, they didn't do well at champs, they didn't do well here. They've had an okay year, like Simp said in his comms after the interview, which I think doing an interview after you lost is fun. It's criminal.
Yeah, that was stronger man than I.
I think that's criminal.
They do another esports, like you do post
it doesn't change the fact it's criminal.
Like,
but
I don't hate it.
Listen, I think it's time that this, you know, I think they know it too. I just think it's time the trio splits and see where we're at, because I don't think anyone's to blame on this team. But like Sam said, kicking out the fourth guy he picked up, done it to RCs, they've done it to Slasher, then Draza. Like, when's it gonna end to be the point where maybe the issue lies between the trio?
Something.
Trio. And I'm not saying they're.
But I also think
it's not fair though. Zach didn't. Normally, in a normal team situation, Zach did not play like great enough at the end of the year to keep his spot 100%. For
sure, but no one did.
But I also
yeah, I'll say that.
I also want to play like a devil's advocate here, and I get they've had a lot of issues recently, but like they still have had like successful years in terms of like overall looking at placings, and I think the bad champs placing and this bad EWC placing is like what's really like making it so like everyone wants to make them change. But dude, this team mode is one game mode away from being like back to that like unfuckable stage, bro. Their hard point for literally the last couple of years has been their issue, and it's always the same issue. And I don't know if it's just like a player thing or if it's a coaching thing, but if they could get their hard point right, like they could be so much better than they would be. And I just don't know.
The problem is, it's not, bro. Like coaching. Performance coaches are not going to fix if you have two players that don't want to play hard point the right way. I don't know how many times you need to fuck them.
I mean, maybe they're not going about it the right way, but I would, dude. I would if
I don't know how many times you watch it, bro.
I'm not gonna sit here and gas myself because I think this is far from realistic, but I would fucking eat my own foot to coach that team in hard point because I feel like I genuinely could make them good at the game mode.
Listen, I guarantee this is a situation, and you have all been players, and you've all gone through this. I guarantee it's a situation where players are making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over. It doesn't matter how many times it's brought up to them by players on the team, in VOD review, in one-on-ones, by the coaching staff. If those guys cannot retain that information and apply it to the gameplay, it's never going to fix it. It doesn't matter if you fucking, I don't know. Bill Belichick is your fucking.
I mean, but that's just not necessarily true because even if they did split, like, what's stopping you from saying they might just understand it on a different team with different players? Like, that's just not.
That's the
you actually think that's a thing?
You got to get better because the MC, to the point about MC, like whatever next team he goes on, he's got to improve his issues. If they drop, Tyler or Zach, like they got to improve on their issues. Like it is what it is, bro. They just they're not meshing. They've been together too long. It's clear, especially when you watch them play hardpoint, that there's just not.
And also just to clear this with chat, like I'm not like sitting here saying that they should 100% stick or they should 100% blow it up. I'm more so playing on the fence. That's why I said I'm playing a devil's advocate because like just to, like having for an argument's sake, like you can't just look at things from one way. If it's one game mode that's held them back for a couple of years, maybe they just looked about it the wrong way. Maybe they just don't understand it as a team, and if they had outside help or maybe if they did have a different team environment, I feel like they could maybe figure out a way to get better at that mode, but it's always been hard for them.
Yeah, let me have the floor here. Let me have the floor. Cartier, let's go right back to you, Cartier. You got anything else you want to add, Cartier? The floor is yours. You say whatever you want. Please do not cut off Cartier when he's speaking. Go ahead, Cartier.
I mean, listen,
it's another thing.
Hang on, let me. No, listen. End of the day,
I didn't know.
My thing is, sometimes it's like one of those relationships where you've been together too long and you're just fucking sick of each other, and it just could be one of those ones.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Cartier.
They've done great together. They've done great together. Let's not discredit them. 2 events back to back this year, and they just couldn't figure out the big ones and the ones after that. But I feel like they've had a strong start, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I feel like players of that caliber are going to sit there and think, we need to sort this out, and I think the change is the only thing you can do, because you have.
Yeah.
All their time is undefeated, bro. A 6-year run, you guys obviously competed and watched a lot of esports. You watch other games, like 6-year run for a team is like an insane level of stability. I mean, there aren't many teams across the entirety of esports that kind of fun,
Yeah, we get it. I do want to go into a listen in here with Omate. Listen, I actually thought they sounded pretty good. So I want to tune in and get what you guys, see what you guys think. Obviously, we listened to the FaZe listening, right? Let's listen to the Omate listening real quick.
Can we retain the lead? Here comes FaZe. Rolling thunder across Skyline. Mac gets 2. Selim now keeping that play alive on the right-hand side of the map. Oh, now through the middle comes Drop. Bit. Those.
Is this not the listening?
Critics call Empathy the best series of the year.
That was sick, dude.
Dude, you wanna try shut
breaking
the
point just hold
fuck up?
Shut your faggot cunt.
Am I true? Onto Omit, perfect. We do into Omit listen. Oh, okay, it's probably midway through.
Oh, damn it.
Let's go for a Bravia listen in.
Two, wait for two. Can we like doors up on Bar 1 HP. Yeah, watch your zip. I'm in the back. There's two right now. Here, setting up for now. Yeah, Cells and you. You one's and you. Fire. Worked up it. Yeah, I'm gonna go underground. Front door. Yeah, watch your close on fire. Wait. Watch your close on fire. Nice, dude. They're showing. Nice. I'm going. You should both by name probably. He's our close fire. Our close fire P1. Our close fire P1. You weak. BC. P1 dead. In you weak. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm going mid with you. I'm working the hallway. Bottom mid. You in time. I heard you. I want your rugs. I'm gonna wait for the stone rapper. Yeah. Push up front. I'm jump front with you. Stone weak, Joseph. On the bar, sit. I got one. Rugs on the bar. Take it. Self P1.
So not a long one, but...
Or whatever. How like the bomb is connected to it. You know anything about that?
Say that again.
Are you fucking gay, dude?
Start talking when there's fucking loud part of the video.
You fucking piece of shit.
Say it again, you fucking retard.
Do you hear anything about this new shit going on with like the Russia hoax investigation? Like how Obama is like implicated and all that? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I've known about it for a long time.
No, but like there's like recent shit like they're about to like prosecute people like right now or some shit.
Yeah, she sent it to the DOJ for them to investigate.
Who's she? Who's she, you
Tulsi
fucking
Gabbard,
cunt?
you fucking faggot.
Oh.
Yeah, I've known that
that so long. Hey,
well, because
you shut up and answer my fucking question.
Because Biden was in office. That's why it took so long. Yeah, I've already told you that the Steele dossier was fake. It was.
No, you haven't. No,
yeah, I did multiple times. It was funded by.
No, you didn't.
By the DNC.
Tell me the specific date. Yeah, tell me the specific dates you told me, huh? Exactly, dude.
Dude, that's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude. So is like Obama gonna get deported or?
Probably not, but he should.
Why'd you say that, dude? Why should he? He's an American citizen, isn't he?
I don't fucking care. If someone could get executed for treason, why can't they get deported?
So it's treason, huh?
It should be.
How long have the Liberals been in power in Canada?
Since 2015. Since everything went to shit. That's, you can just look at, say him, when did everything go to shit, and then you know when they were in power.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Need to find a way forward.
You got it all figured out, huh?
Yep.
Careful! People don't bloody look where they're walking.
Doug, you gotta get that game where you try to build like rocket ships to get into space.
Yeah, well, if you don't tell me what game it is, how the fuck am I supposed to buy it?
I think it's called like Kirby Space Program, or some shit like that. Getting tired of watching you lose, you know, fucking League of Legends, so.
Nice, dude.
I mean, dude, like, every time you play it, you lose, man.
Right tool will do the trick.
You're here. Does this mean you found my daughter? The flaming fish still have no clue. Useless twats! hag has her. Gods above. What does a hag want with Vanra? My poor child. You have to do something. You have to save her. I have no one else. Please help my little girl. Please.
Holy fuck.
But, man, tell me that wasn't peaceful, man. Just peaceful, some nice small talk in there. I mean, calling out where they are. They're small talking, but like, I'm gonna come with you, top mid. I'm gonna come with you here. We're gonna do this. Watch your right here, white. Like, just like little, just having like conversations with each other, and you can hear.
dog, it's a
everyone.
fucking
Like, I
cat.
can hear them. Like, I can understand what's going on. I can hear everything that's going on, and on top of that, I feel like
talk to animals.
I have something to ask. It was another day in the City of Lies, Baldur's Gate, where the people begged for justice until they starved. Two heroes were fated to cross paths that day. Their eyes met. Destiny was calling.
Fuck.
Strangers? Only in a fool's definition of the word. It was the start of something
Kill this
incredible.
fucking thing, dude.
Two heroes on the hunt for justice. No matter the cost, all the Tall One had to do was say yes. The Tall One had failed the first test. They lacked caution. The cat could have just as easily been a foe as a potential friend. Perhaps it was simply not meant to be.
Damn, dog, you killed the cat.
If I don't come back, I die.
in their ears, it's not just a bunch of clutter, and they can
Oh,
focus, right? Like, they can listen, they can sound more, they can focus. Like, I thought the listening was great. I thought it was super clear, precise, like to the point.
Flame breathing from Yokami Kagura! Set your heart ablaze!
Why don't you kill everybody in this city, dude?
That means protecting only what's most important to you. Oh, and saving money in the process. Get your policy in 5 minutes at square1.ca.
And I think you can clearly hear the difference, right? I think that's why Omid's playing good. They're a good team, right? There's a lot of great individual players throughout the league, but you're not going to be able to perform if you're not a good team and can't communicate with each other. And I think that's a big problem. Somebody in chat said, let us hear face cons remaining. I don't know if you're faded or off the fucking papanya or something.
Dude, this guy here, like, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on with you, bro.
Omid are also using the same mic Spade's using, and they sounded great.
Yeah, they said it. Yep. Duarte said it was the mics, and I was like, I don't know if it's the mics. They're calling out one thing 20 times.
Using
like,
the same headset.
I mean, like, art.
I mean,
we know, it's art, right? One art.
I mean, the way that we're calling out, they're getting the best information possible, like, as soon as possible, like, if that makes sense. Like their comms are just clear, so, like, they're stressing what needs to be stressed. Like, they're just getting the best information possible, like, in that.
Look at Rafi. Rafi said they should pick up the whole team and not just individually. Listen, Rafi's a businessman. Okay, Rafi, I see what you done. Rafi, you're a businessman. You know what I mean? But hey, it would be a good idea to keep the whole team together.
Trying to
I don't
do
think it's a
right
bad idea. If
now.
they're really good together as a team, I agree,
Kill
Rafi.
people.
And, you know, this is not the end of Omen, right? We're going to see them tomorrow here in the bracket. I'm excited for it, man. We got the groups finished. The group plays are done. The pool plays are over with. And we hop into the bracket. Keep in mind, guys, this is a single elimination bracket. So if anybody here loses, they are done. So we'll see.
Unless you make it to semis, and then which place you play the third place.
Nobody cares about that shit.
You
know what I mean? A third place solder match, man. The fuck?
I think it's your money though. It's a decent amount of
Actually, how much money is it? How much money is it, Ben? No, you're right, man. You're right.
I think it's an extra 20k each.
Damn. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it's good.
It's 80. It's an extra. Actually, no, it's extra 120.
Oh, fuck you, you fucking.
Extra 80k. Extra 80k.
Oh, great coin. Also, one last thing.
That's fire. That's just it.
One last thing.
Kill the wizard
of the whole like
upstairs
Omid
or whatever.
stuff and 5 years and the opening of teams. Jake Sucky tweeted that like no established.
But you have been banned from these premises due to habitual violence. I am not alive and cannot be killed, unlike your unfortunate self. Goodbye, and thank you for shopping at Sorcerer's Sundries.
G-Sport League should be limited to just 12 teams, and then Adam Apicella co-tweeted it. You can either pull it up, or I can read it for you.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read it, though. Go ahead.
Because he said CDL is still dope. I think there are some really formative structure tweaks that could maintain the franchise protection and open the door for real amateur participation. Exciting to think about the possibilities that could be built on top of the awesome CDL bedrock in place.
I love how
there's esports
when NPCs aren't supposed to be killed, they run at the speed of light. It's so fucking weird.
Battle favors the fearless.
Sort of like that. I think like Halo has something with like partnered teams and stuff like that, and they still allow the amateurs to kind of like participate and get up there with the pro teams. But I mean, genuinely, I think a lot of people have been calling for a format change, and I feel like I'm really hoping we get one next year, something more open to like the olden days.
I mean, it'd be great, but in a day that requires the owners to want to relinquish power to the team, I just don't know if they're gonna do it. So hopefully we see more pro-ams, but until like we get a full push pivot out of Activision, I think we're not gonna see like.
There's a lot of things they could do. Like for example, the minor tournaments. It could be a minor tournament, but it could also include like the top 4 like challenger elite teams if they wanted to do something like that. I don't really know how it would like link up, but they could do a lot of shit where they incorporate the teams. What's stopping them? Realistically, it's so stupid.
Well, what's stopping them is the owners though. I think there are people at the league that would love some more pro-am competition. I think there are people at the league that aren't a fan of multiple streams at the same time, but I think they're open to more ideas. Obviously, Adam and I think ESP and DreamHack pro-ams really benefit their business model, so I think they'd always be down for that. But I think it's really just down to owners being down to just kind of tweak the thing they got to do. What it is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I do want to take a look at the bracket and give our thoughts and maybe do some predictions here. What do they play till tomorrow, Ben? Do they play all the way to
all the 4 quarterfinals?
So just quarterfinals and that's it? Okay. So we got the quarterfinals tomorrow. We got Optic facing off against 100 Thieves. Man, that's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one. We got Buck.
The fuck was that? My god.
Tell me everything about it.
Sure. My father loved using his smoker to create these amazing meals. I inherited his smoker and taught myself how to use it. That's really where it all began.
What are some ways that QuickBooks has helped you?
I can work on it from wherever. So if I'm in dad mode, I'm still able to connect in on my mobile device. It's been a great tool to have because it's so intuitive.
We got Boston Breach going up against the Team Heretics. We got Omic going up against Koi, which is, wait, oh no, that's the other team. I was gonna say, wait, that was Abe's whole team. No, it was the other team, the other Challengers team. But we got Koi going up against Omic, and then we have 5 Fears going up against the Vancouver Surge. So we got some great matchups tomorrow. We're gonna have 4 banger matches tomorrow. I'm so excited for this. I feel like anything can happen here. I just don't know what the hell's gonna happen, but let's give our thoughts, let's give our predictions. We'll start from the bottom, we'll end with the big one, right? We got 5 Fears going up against Vancouver. 5 Fears, I mean, they made a run. They took down 2 CDL teams, but can they take down the Vancouver Surge, guys? I mean, it's a different ball game with the Vancouver
Revenge Series, 5 Fears Game 5. Revenge Series.
Man, Hicks, the storylines are crazy, man.
Did you see what Charlie tweeted before the weekend?
No,
There's gonna be a bald no-age fucking tweet. He tweeted like a social media day and said like hoping for a 2015-2016 Leicester City run, and like I don't know, they're kind of getting there, bro. They're kind of getting there.
Yeah, I mean they're there, right? They just need to keep the run going. I mean, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. But me personally, I think Vancouver's gonna be too strong for them. I think Vancouver's gonna take care of business tomorrow with this series. But 5 Years has made a good run, and if they were to come out and Hixie gets his revenge series, that'd be awesome. I mean, I'd be super happy for Hixie and the boys. I mean, that'd be insane. But I'm gonna go with Vancouver Surge in this one. I'll say 3-1. But Sam, what do you think? We'll work our way down. We'll do predictions.
Vancouver 3-1.
Okay. Benjay?
I think Vancouver 3-1. They've been too disciplined this tournament.
Duarte?
I got Surge, bro. They got Neptune the fucking Am Slayer on there, bro. Like, he's about to go have a field day.
Trey Cartier?
It's just gonna be a Surge 3-0 for me. I think 5 Fears, they haven't played. They've done what they needed to do, but Surge is a different ballgame. You know, they beat G2, who are respectfully ass, and then Cloud9, who are also respectfully ass, and Surge are not respectfully ass. So I feel like they're coming up against a pretty solidified squad.
Yeah. What about you, Ender? What do you got?
I got a 3-0 as well for Surge.
3-0 Surge. All right. Then we got Omic going up against Koi. I'm going with Omic. I'm going with Omic tomorrow against Koi. I can see them. Honestly, damn, I can see Omic making a run. I mean, I think Omic's gonna struggle with probably Thieves, Surge, and Optic, but I see them beating Koi. I don't know why. I'm going with Omic. I'm riding with Rafi tomorrow. Rafi, I'm going with you guys tomorrow. All right. I'm going Omic. I'll say 3-2. I can see it being a grueler. Obviously, this can go either way. I mean, you know, both teams are great, but I'm gonna go with Omic on this one. That's where my prediction's going. I just love what I'm seeing from them. I love the comms. I love the confidence. The slaying power's there. Ender, you said it best today, right? Like if one guy's not playing well, there's always another guy there stepping up. Yeah. So I think really highly of this team. I'm gonna go with Omic. Sam, who do you got?
I'm all aboard, bro. Give me Omic. I'm on it.
Way.
I'm all aboard, dude.
Oh man, what about you, Benjay? What about you? Regardless, it's gonna be a good series. Either Abe and the boys go through. I'd be super happy for Abe, or Omic and the boys go through. Right? Like, it's really a win-win. All right? Got Mac and the boys on one end, got Abe and the boys on another. My sons are playing. What about you, Benjay? What do you think?
I want to say Omic, but if this goes Game 5, Toronto's been unbelievable in Game 5. With Abe, but just to be different on this, I'll go with Toronto in Game 5.
All right, Ben's got Toronto. Who do you got, Chris? What do you think?
I'm on the Omic train as well, boys. I just think they look unreal, and I want to see them make a run. I want to see them play against a championship caliber team, because I just think the storyline would be fucking nuts. Like to see them make a run.
Right here.
Listen, I've purchased a first-class ticket on this goddamn train. I'm locked in. We're going for the Omic boys, but I ain't going last map. I'm going 3-1.
3-1.
Also, just to make things more interesting, with the whole KOI situation, they were obviously allowed to make one roster change going into this tournament. But again, I'm still not sold on the Jamie thing, and I'm trying to push this propaganda that if FaZe does implode, Draza would not be a bad pickup for this team if they wanted to go the full. that aggression like type of play style, and get rid of Jamie, and then have Kleenex and him run ARs or like flexes. So I think that'd be a cool. I think that'd be cool.
What about you, Ender? What do you got?
I got Omit 3-2.
Oh my God, let's go.
We like what we see from Omit.
Train's packed.
Yeah. We're all riding with Ruffy tomorrow to make some room. Then we got Team Heretics going up against the Boston Breach. Me personally, I just like what I've seen from Miami more. So I'm going to go with Heretics in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boston get the W here. It just depends what kind of Boston we get tomorrow. I just don't know what kind of Boston's going to show out. So I'm going with Miami, but it wouldn't surprise me if this goes either way. I'll go 3-2. 3-1, 3-2. Who do you got, Sam?
Miami comfortably 3-0.
All right. Benjay?
Miami 3-0 time respect.
Duarte?
Miami, for sure.
Cartier?
Miami. Train's packed.
Wow, man. Wow. It is packed. Ender, you going Miami too?
Yeah, I'm going Miami 3-1.
Wow. All right. So we all have Miami in that one, going taking down the Boston Breach. I mean, I don't know if it'll be a 3-0. We'll see. I mean, I really do feel like if Boston come out and like they're just on one, like you never know. But I got Miami.
Low train.
Then we got Optic versus 100 Thieves. This is the big one. I mean, these are the two big dogs that everybody's ready to see. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm going with Optic. I just think they're giving me the same vibes as champs. Like 3-0, 3-0 in groups. They look super comfortable, super confident, and they're just a well-oiled machine right now. We're on the other end with Thieves again. Like I just feel like they don't look like they're playing up to their potential right now. So for me, I've liked what I've seen more from Optic, from champs up until now. So I'm going with Optic. But what about you, Sam? I'm going 3-1, 3-2 Optic. Probably 3-1. 3-1. What about you, Sam?
I got Thieves cooking these frauds. Absolutely tucking them to bed. Cooking these frauds.
Sam, you got a 3-0
Cooking
tuggage?
them. Hydra Masterclass.
What about you, Benjay? Do you agree with Sam LaRue?
No, I think Optic 3-0 them and absolutely
shit.
send us
3-0? That wouldn't be fun.
Oh, shit. Hey, my bad, Sam. What the fuck?
It's all good, man. It happens.
What about you, Chris? Who do you got?
I got Optic, but that's just because I really want to see a matchup that we were starved of at champs. I wanted to see Optic play Heretics because I just really like the Heretics team, and I think they would have matched up well, even if Optic was on one. So I think we'll finally get it this time around, and both teams advance into that second round.
All right, Cartier.
Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have to agree with Sam this time. I feel like Optic are too strong. Train's gone either way. We go in different directions. We got a different destination, Sam. It's unfortunate.
I want to train, Sam. I want to train.
Never mind, it's me and Ender.
Yeah, I got Thieves 3-2ing Optic to catch momentum and win the whole event.
Wow.
I knew there was something about Ender that I liked, man. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
I thought Ender was going to go XEO, man. I thought he was going with Optic.
I know, he's betting against his boys, man. I like that.
I'm just, hey, man.
Yeah, no, if you got to feel it, you got to feel it.
He's in analyst mode right now, bro. Chill.
You heard it here first. XEO's done. Done and dusted. He's not part of the number.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, I'm super excited for tomorrow's matches. We'll obviously be back tomorrow with another episode and a more watch party, and it's going to be a good time. We got some bangers coming up. But, hey, want to give a huge shout-out to Ender, Cartier, and Zinni. Thank you guys all so much for hopping on last second throughout the weekend. Actually, Pat just texted me. I don't know what the hell he texted me. I'll read that after, but expect Pat maybe throughout the weekend. But I really do appreciate you guys hopping on and spending some time over here, giving your thoughts and your opinions. It was awesome having you in the watch party, too, today, Ender. It was cool hanging out. So thank you guys so much. And of course, shout out to all you guys in the chat. The energy has been nuts. We held over 10,000 viewers the whole show. The watch parties have been nuts. We've been multi-streaming. That's been good. So just thank you guys all so much for the support, man. We wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. So just thank you guys all so much for supporting and watching. And yeah, bro, can't thank you guys enough, bro. You guys are awesome. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, anchor.fm/theflank. Check out audio sites around. Go follow @theflank on X. You're doing a phenomenal job of running social. Make sure to join the community as well if you haven't already on X. And
holy shit, brother. Damn, dog.